the United Nations, making predictions that by 2050, we will be 9.7 billion people. If all these people get educated, get technologically empowered, 9.7 billion people or nearly 10 billion people on this planet is for sure going to be a disaster. Yes. We can make arrangements and arrangements, we can improve the arrangements, we can make more energy-saving machines, we can recycle the shit.
Step aside, skim milk. You're done, almond milk. There might be a new milk coming to town and it's about to crawl right into the dairy aisle at the supermarket. Cockroach milk. Scientists are saying cockroach milk could be one of the most nutritious things you can drink.
I am not a bigot. I am not a science denier. Cockroach milk is so much more sustainable and nutritious than real milk. I am a good global citizen who gets his recommended daily dosage of vitamin TV. The planet is dying because I exist. The good grown-ups on the TV screen are trying to help us solve this #climate crisis by helping us sterilize ourselves and eat sustainable nutrient-fortified vegan kibble so our sick, sad, dying mommy Earth can feel all better. I'm going to ask my wife's boyfriend if it is socially acceptable to consume cockroach milk as an ethical vegan and animal rights activist.
Discovered cockroach milk has 4 times as much protein as cow's milk. 4 times as much.
Yes. We can do all this, no matter what we create, no matter how much we strive, whatever we build, everything is going to be insufficient because the planet is going to be insufficient. I was in a conference and I said, see, unless you reduce the human footprint on the planet, there is no solution for anything. Then they asked me a brilliant question, how do you reduce the human footprint? I said, you have to reduce the number of feet. That's the only way. I am not saying children are bad, they're wonderful, but it's just too many. We as human beings, we are wonderful, but we are too many. We are so many that the insect population is going down. No, it's not a joke, it's very threatening. If the insect population disappears, the planet will be destroyed. Yes, the worms disappear, the planet will be destroyed. If you and me disappear, planet will flourish. Our life expectancy has improved. This means we have taken death into our hands. When we take death into our hands, it is our business to take birth also into our hands, isn't it?
I feel so empowered on my vegan climate activist hero's journey. We are all one. I am a highly evolved god who evolved from cosmic pond scum. We are all God. I am you and you are me. We're a happy family that needs to save its dying mommy from our toxic exhalations by taking #climate action now with the more evolved good grown-ups at governments, banks, and global corporations to help educate us how to get rid of ourselves and all the toxic extra human baby feet to decrease our atrocious carbon footprints and save the planet and evolution from ourselves because we are all one.
We're standing here, for this is an emergency. We're standing here for all that we hold dear. We're standing here for beauty and diversity. And we're standing in the love that binds us all. And we demand our government must tell the truth.
Climate change tops the environmental agenda at present. We all know that every additional person will need to use some carbon energy, if only for firewood for cooking, and will therefore create more carbon dioxide. Similarly, we can all see that every extra person is or will an extra victim of climate change. I mean, no one who privately disagrees that population growth is a problem. No one, except flat earthers, can deny that that planet is finite. We can all see it in that beautiful picture from our Earth, taken from the Apollo mission. Every one of these global problems, social as well as environmental, becomes more difficult and ultimately impossible to solve with ever more people. Thank you.
I am so glad the good grown-ups like David Attenborough and Prince Philip, friend of philanthropist Jimmy Savile, and the father of Prince Andrew, close friend of champion of science and philanthropist Jeffrey Epstein, are helping find solutions to all the extra people who need to stop existing. The hashtag climate crisis make me so sad. The totally real death threats from the climate are so scary, and I need the good government grown-ups to fix it and give 16-year-old human shield Greta her future back.
He promoted this on television, and he went around all the agricultural shows, and he had it was a one-man thing, and it had a tremendous effect. It reduced it from 3% to 1%. But one of the things he said to the farmers, he said, look, you don't need all these children, it's ridiculous. You've got to feed them all, clothe them all, educate them all, and look after their health. So have a few, and then if you want to go on entertaining yourself, have a vasectomy. Oh, yes. Well, how do I do that? Well, I'll organize it for you. We'll have buses running into Bangkok on the King's birthday, very auspicious day. And you will go into, and he took over a whole lot of school halls and all that sort of thing. And then he showed me a photograph of all these beds and everything, and people went in, and I said, but how did they take it? Well, he said they didn't like being seen to have the operation. Oh, I said, really, how do you do that? I had visions of, putting up. Oh, he said, it's quite simple, I blindfolded them.
I am so glad that Jimmy Savile's royal friend, Prince Philip, is helping all the extra people to not exist anymore.
What vegan birth control method would you recommend?
Vasectomy.
Hell yeah, baby! You heard me, you heard me, you heard him!
Well, get on board. Come on.
Yes,
what do you
I
mean?
love this guy.
Why should the women have to take pills? No.
I feel so empowered by the vasectomy I got from Dr. Gregor. We must help governments and media educate more people on the benefits of not having families or property, not eating real meat or animal foods, and living in smart city coffin apartment cubbies.
Don't screw the planet! Don't screw the planet!
The Earth will be so happy and healthy if we eat sustainable nutrient-fortified vegan smart kibble that the good grown-ups at the transnational banks and corporations share with us.
You see, Fred's kids are millennials. They've just surpassed baby boomers to become the largest generation in American history. And they've all been moving back to the cities. But there are only so many houses and cars that can fit in a city. And this is where the sharing economy comes in. We now have these powerful computers, smartphones, in our hands.
I love sharing and do not hate science. The good grown-up champions of science like Jeffrey Epstein and his friends Bill Gates and Prince Andrew know what's best for me and the planet. I can't wait for the nice, happy, healthy corporate global technocratic government to ration and share resources with us. I wish I could help poor 16-year-old human shield Greta Thunberg to find a carbon-neutral ride back to Europe from America so she can meddle in the elections over there and save the planet from the extra people causing the totally real and not made-up hashtag climate crisis.
That led Greta Thunberg to take to social media to call for help. She said, I've traveled around halfway around the world, but in the wrong way. And now she's looking for a way to cross back in the Atlantic by this COP25 summit now in Madrid.
We have tons of time to turn things around. Well, not tons, but enough. Assuming we all act now. Last month, we had an ant problem at my house. This is going to sound strange, but I felt somewhat in awe of their teamwork. In fact, fire ants are experts at teamwork. They're pretty tiny, right? But when faced with large challenges like crossing a river, hundreds or thousands of fire ants can work together to build structures out of their own bodies, like rafts. As a result, they can carry the entire colony across the river. Collectively, they do what is necessary to save the entire group. We too can work together.
Rejoice. I've found a solution to Greta's transportation problem that will get her to Europe and help decrease our atrocious carbon footprint that's killing poor mommy Earth and stealing poor little Prince Philip, Greta, and Bill Gates' futures. We must use the extra people's surplus human bodies to make a giant raft that can bring this brave, 16-year-old human shield back to Europe so she can help the good grown-ups at the global banks and corporations create the happy, sustainable, totalitarian world government to fight the #climate crisis that is our fault because we exist. Nature provides the answers and the wisdom of children will guide us on our journey to sustainability on our renewable carbon-neutral giant human corpse raft.
The things humans fear most is that we will be powerful beyond our belief.
I am empowered beyond my belief to take #climate action against myself to save the planet from myself by drinking cockroach milk, eating vegan kibble, putting the pee-pee in the poo-poo, and sterilizing myself. I am not deceived. I am not being programmed to self-destruct by toxic weaponized pop culture. I'm going to ask my wife's boyfriend if this sustainable giant human corpse raft is vegan friendly.
How do you do that? I have visions of, putting up. Oh, we say it's quite simple. I blindfolded them.
Good evening, bigots. Hello, everybody. 130 bigots in the chat. 130 bigots in the chat. What's up, everybody? Wednesday night, 7:15 my time. Jessica's putting the children to bed. It's raining outside. Finally got some rain. Stoked on that rain. And look at that. We already got some donations. We already had a few of these Streamlabs come through before the stream even started. So South River, thank you for the Streamlabs, dude, or dudette. Sent 3 Streamlabs. One of them says, might as well get to number 1. I guess he means number 1 at proving that he or she, right? Or if neither, cool too. Put a little X at the end, right? Instead of the A or the O, Latinx, Latinx. Really appreciate that. You are not a bigot, and you approve that with your super chat. We've got quite the show today. Right now, see, I'm kind of deliberating which one of these to play. There's so many really informative, helpful videos here. But let me come over here to the chat. I think there was a super chat too. I gotta show some love to the audience here who are supporting the channel with them super chats. William Kareen, what's up, William? I know William. William says, glad you're covering this degeneracy. And props, says mad props. All right, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it, William. I know it might be pretty late where you're at. All right, we got Bart K up in the chat. What's up, Bart K? How's everyone doing out there? We got a bunch of regulars, a bunch of bits in the chat. If you guys don't know, mandatory masks. If you make any comments or anything, you're expected to put a mask emoji at the end. Mandatory masks for all viewers, everybody watching, listening, mask it or casket, except if you send super chats or if you send donations via Streamlabs, then you're actually you don't need to wear one. You're good. So where do we even start? Where do we even begin? Simping ain't easy, y'all. Simping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. And the online sex worker community, women's empowerment community, right? I mean, come on now. What better way to empower your woman than the vegan gains route? The online community of sex workers are rejoicing to have such distinguished members of the YouTube community join them. And that's what we're going to talk about first. We're going to have some fun first. We'll have a little fun at the beginning of this one. Fun is not canceled. Fun's not canceled. All right, guys. Vegan gains. Everybody's favorite vegan role model, right? Expert on pretty much everything. Vegan gains, life coach, life expert, scientific expert, right? Expert of the science. Expert of the settled science, because the science is settled. Expert of the settled science. Vegan gains. Prototype new male YouTuber. Richard Burgess, aka Vegan Gains, Captain Vasectomy, has brought us a new chapter. There's a new chapter in the Vegan Gains legacy. You may know Vegan Gains from such previous hits as The Fact. You may know Vegan Gains from a recent edit I made using my buddy John Venus and his chat. Vegan Gains worldview essentially is standard. What would you even call this? standard gamer. I don't know though. There are a lot of gamers that are really cool. I know some gamers that are really cool, but he's like basically raised on electronic devices, an ethical vegan for the animals, And here is his view. In case you don't remember, here are Vegan Gains' views on humanity's place in the whole animal kingdom.
Okay, cool. So you don't encourage anyone to do any kind of experiment like this where they eat eggs or something?
No, as I said in the other video, I don't encourage anyone unless there is absolutely, like if they've tried, what I said in the other video is if someone has tried absolutely everything and they just can't leave the idea behind, and it's the only thing they can do, and they have to experiment, then do it, but try absolutely everything else first, because...
What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean by that? Go in further detail. Like, try, if they have to do this, like, what would require somebody to eat animal products?
So if someone is not able to overcome their issues, mental issues, or, for example, for me, it was a psychological, it was an emotional thing that I was going through, and for me, for some reason, I had to go through that to come out the other side and realize certain things, right?
So you're saying what you did was justified?
No, but it was,
okay, well, you just said you had
in my
to do
mind,
it.
but
Well, wait a second. You just said that if somebody has to do it to have mental peace of mind, then, you know, go ahead and eat animal products.
Now, again, remember, Vegan Gains doesn't believe that there is actually moral justification for any action. Vegan Gains doesn't believe that morality exists. In Vegan Gains' worldview, morality cannot be justified at all. There's no justification for morality in the worldview, in the atheist, materialist worldview of Vegan Gains. Of course, he doesn't hold others to the same standard, right?
So you just said you had to do it, so did you have to do it to have mental peace of mind?
I mean, no one has to do anything, right?
Vegan Gains has him cornered. Everyone can see that John was never really vegan now. So many people will want to stay vegan and not become never really vegan after seeing this. I am so relieved that we outed this poser. This will help convince more mentally healthy people to join us in saving all the animals and giving human rights to animals and animal rights to humans now.
Look, this brings us to the next point I was going to bring up. Let's say in a alternate universe, your copy of you in an alternate universe did this.
In an alternate universe, right? The alternate universe hypothetical. Vegan Gains, the king of the alternate universe hypothetical. Let's see what this doozy. Let's see this doozy expose John Venus for being not a proper vegan, right? And this, which is kind of, this event was kind of equivalent to a Scientology audit, right? This is an audit of John Venus, who was very, very naughty. I was about to leave the cult at this point. This is before he actually left veganism. Let's hear what he says.
Exact same experiment, but it turned out that after you ate these eggs, you felt way better. You felt 10 times better. And you even got blood work done, your blood work improved. Let's say your cholesterol was lower, your markers of inflammation was lower, your, I don't know, vitamin and mineral status went up. What would you have done then?
What would I have done? Well, I would have, explored that further by, realizing what is in the egg that maybe I might have been missing, and try to get that from a fun source.
Let's say in this hypothetical universe, you could only have gotten this from eggs.
And I could only heal myself by eating eggs, you mean?
Yeah, sure.
What are you asking? If it's morally justified to eat eggs, if it's the only way to heal yourself?
Yeah, if like, you're saying you have a back injury.
Yeah.
Let's say after eating eggs, your back injury cleared right up, and the only thing that would have cured it was eggs. Do you think it's morally justified to eat eggs?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say right then and there, you're not vegan. Veganism isn't about you. It's not about your own personal well-being. It's about reducing unnecessary suffering and death. Do you think
So, if leaving veganism is going to reduce your unnecessary suffering and death, it's not okay to stop being vegan. All right, so classic mental gymnastics, classic cult interrogation techniques here from good old Vegan Gains. I remember, these are the type of people like Vegan Gains, who is an antinatalist, who infamously made that video about wanting to stomp babies, who's always talking about how he hates children. These are the type of people who are calling for a universal basic income. So Vegan Gains, this is another reason why a UBI might be a good idea. These are the type of people that want to run your freaking life. These people who believe there is no morality, right and wrong don't exist. There is nothing.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
Uh-oh. We've got dreams and childhoods being stolen here. These are literally the people who want to implement universal basic income and ration you food, social credits, and energy. These are the type of people who want to run your freaking world. Vegan Gains, Richard Burgess, William Kareen, thanks for the first super chat. Say, glad you're covering this degeneracy. Mad props. Thank you again, William Kareen. I know you're a longtime viewer. You're also a member at primaledgehealth.com. You got to become a member at primaledgehealth.com. Down below, we do weekly coaching calls. Really cool support group. We actually have quite a few people who are doing homeschooling, some experienced homeschoolers in there. I know a lot of people who are, a lot of us who've been thrown into this major shift over the last few months, right, as this controlled demolition of our way of life continues to be rolled out incrementally with a slow frog style boil. A lot of people are suddenly finding themselves homeschooling. That's a big topic in our private forum right now. So you guys become a member, primaledgehealth.com. You want some help with that kind of stuff, we got a good group of people in there, and we do weekly coaching calls that help you dial in your diet. That's the best way to get coaching through us. So William, I know you're a member. Thanks for supporting via Super Chat. But Bart K just joined. Sending New Zealand $5, says thumbs up for everyone except you, Richard Burgess.
My dreams and my childhood.
I laugh at that every time I hear it. I love that little clip. Thumbs up, everyone except you, Richard Burgess, because WTF, dude. All right, so Bar K and Richard have some beyond beef going on right now. I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't know why Bar K doesn't like Richard Burgess. I mean, we all know Richard is a fantastic role model and a great example of what you too can achieve as an e-celebrity, right? As an e-celebrity, we all have the ability to be a star, a big, bright, shining star, in the words of Dirk Diggler, just like Vegan Gains. Jeep Dog 1998. Jeep Dog.
Stolen my dreams and my childhood.
Stealing dreams and childhood all day long. There we go. We got another super chat there. Let's see. Another super chat there. Really appreciate that. There we go. All right, Jeep Dog 1998, $5 says, thanks for what you do. Jeep Dog, thank you very much. Chase Haggard, what's up, Chase Haggard? Please stop this madness, Tristan. Why? Says, no, please stop this madness, Tristan. The animals and the planet are crying. Why won't you listen? Dude, we're here fighting the good fight, man. I'm always making everybody I know get vasectomies. And we're here spreading the good word about OnlyFans, right? How to pimp your wives out on OnlyFans. So thank you, Chase. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. Remember, masks are mandatory. Super Chats also mandatory. If you send Super Chats, you don't have to wear a mask, though, because you get special citizen status as a good global citizen here in the chat. All right, so vegan gains. Pro UBI, someone in the chat. It's like, why don't you like UBI? If you don't know why universal basic income is a bad idea, if you don't know why having all of your resources consolidated and doled out to you by a centralized technocratic bureaucracy is a terrible freaking idea, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say. I try to be patient. But there is no such thing as free. You think your government wants to take care of you? You think your government your government that poisoned United States citizens over and over again, historically, the Tuskegee experiments, right? What happened in the behaviorist experiments in the 1950s and 60s under the guise of MKUltra. You trust this government to feed you? You want them to UBIs? You want some free stuff? I'm sorry, but this is this is a terrible idea. I will not be accepting any UBI, and neither will my children. We're not here to take out handouts from centralized bureaucracies in return for worship of all sorts of nonsense and jump through all sorts of hoops. We ain't into it. He says UBI is taxing the rich and giving money to the poor. You're complicating it too much. No, you're simplifying it too much. You're a simplifying simp. You simpleton. And you can simp your ass in time out now and think about how stupid what you just said is. You can think about how stupid what you just said is. There we go. We got Fwank2Fanal up in the chat here. Fwanky2Fanal, I will recognize you once. I'll throw you on timeout. Fwank2Fanal, another sex worker. Right? You may know him from Broke, Dark, and Handsome. Broke, Dark, and Handsome. You can find Frankie Boy, little Frankie Boy, Broke, Dark, and Handsome on Google Images. Find out all you want to know about Stinky Fingers, Fwank2Fanal. Fwanky2Fanal says, wouldn't it be awesome if Tristan actually made a stream and he didn't rehearse it before going live? That's, man, you got me. You nailed me, Fwanky Boy. Hey, Fwanky, why don't you come on and debate? Why don't you come on and debate me, dude? How many times have you tried to fake call me out in your little delusional games? Little Fwanky. Come on, Fwank. So you're on timeout for a little bit. Where'd you go? No, I'll leave you. You won't even be on timeout. But if you want to get recognized, remember, Frank, there's a $100 super chat for you. All right, Fwanky boy.
You have stolen my dreams, my childhood.
Oh, we're just stealing dreams and childhood left and right. All right, here we go. We got another super chat. Brother Zach, is almond milk healthy? Also, WTF cockroach milk with all the diseases they carry. No, almond milk is trash. There's no such thing as milk that comes from anything but a mammal. Milk comes from mammary glands. Right? Nothing will replace real milk. There's no such thing as plant milk. What there is, right? There's no such thing as plant milk. There is processed, blended up, plant-infused water that's overpriced and sold to decadent Westerners who have no idea that their armchair Walmart activism is not saving the planet, is not protecting Mama Earth, but is actually further destroying our topsoil, further consolidating our food system, destroying the middle and lower class, and wrecking our way of life. And families like us who are homesteading, small family farms, destroyed by ideas like almond milk. These are highly profitable, high markup, trash-infused water products. So, Brother Zach, thanks for the $5. Appreciate that. Danny B, how do you feel to live on a planet where a guy who pimps his wife on OnlyFans gets to dictate morality/virtue signal and control your food choices? Well, hey, we live in a funny, I don't know what you call it, a planet. We live on a funny planet, don't we? We live in a funny little place. I mean, we got a bunch of funny characters in the chat right now. Look at all you bigots in the chat. Thumbs up from all the bigots. Remember, we need thumbs up from all of you. You best like it. You best share it. And cockroach milk. What's up with cockroach milk? How can you call that cockroach milk? What are they doing? How are they extracting milk from cockroaches? Cockroaches don't generate milk. Mammals make milk. You can't have chicken milk. You can't have cockroach milk. You can't have worm milk. Cockroach milk is blended up cockroach. So thumbs up, everybody, but not in the way that Frank Tofano does his thumbs up. Stinky fingies fwanky. Thumbs up in the chat. Look at all them thumbs. Look at all them thumbs jumping up. Frank, you could put a thumb up too, but just click on the screen, not the way you normally do it. The lady of the night. Lady of the night, Frank Tufano. All right, so here we go. Back to the task at hand. So vegan gains. Vegan gains. It's taking it to the next level, right? When the YouTube money is drying up, when your space, when your space online just isn't as big as it used to be, when your reach just isn't as big as it used to be, what do? When you are following the cultural cues, when you're lapping up that cockroach milk, when you're eating your vegan kibble, and you're already telling people to sterilize themselves, give themselves vasectomies, starve themselves and their children on nutrient-deficient diets that are known to maim children. When you're already doing such hard work to help fight against the climate crisis, when you're already working so hard at being a good global citizen, right? What can you do? What comes next? Well, next level e-stardom. And Richard is taking a cue from our good friend, Broke, Dark, and Handsome, right? Next level e-celeb status. What happens when you go beyond YouTube? When you go beyond just being a vegan influencer, you become a vegan pimp. So we got vegan gains, pimp-ass vegan gains. The pimp of the simps, Richard Burgess. This is it. It's it's happened. OnlyFans is taking over. Thank you. OnlyFans is taking over. So OnlyFans, if you're listening right now, if you're watching this channel, you might not even know what OnlyFans is because you might be a wholesome person with a family. You might be like my wife and have no idea what these weird people in the chat are saying and what kind of disgusting things they're talking about with their weird innuendo in the chat right now, all you bigots.
Yeah, I definitely don't know about that.
If you're not aware, OnlyFans is a new website. It's kind of a social media pornography, sex trafficking website where you can sell your ass. You can sell that ass. You can sell them hoes. You can sell your wife, and you can make a lot of money. That's what OnlyFans is. And Vegan Gains has just announced this. Here's his Twitter. Jasmine just launched her OnlyFans. Full nudes are available. I helped her with the photos, and she supplied these gorgeous buns. You got to do it in Vegan Gains voice. Hi everyone. So Jasmine just launched her OnlyFans, and full nudes are available. I helped her with the photos, and she supplied these gorgeous buns. Okay, everybody. All right. Gorgeous buns. So, what the heck? What is OnlyFans? OnlyFans is next level e-celeb status, right? It's the next step on the ladder. It's the next step on the ladder. As an e-celeb, you're used to whoring out your face. You're used to whoring out your image, right? You've got the Instagram models, right? The yoga chicks, the Instagram yoga chicks, who are just trying to help to people to be flexible and to empower women by, taking spread angle pictures from a squirrel's eye view of them doing dilating their third eye by spreading their legs as wide as they can, right? So you've got the Instagram models, you've got the fitness models, you've got now the YouTube stars, of course. But now, not only is everyone a star, Not only is every man and woman a star, like that was Crowley's thing, right? He said that. Crowley said every man and woman is a star. Crowley being kind of the king of the New Age. All these New Agers, being on the cover of the Beatles album. Highly influential in the realm of the occult. Crowley, ushering in that New Age, said every man and woman is a star. And now every man and woman is not only a star, but they're just like the biggest stars. They become porn stars, right? Because what have we been taught since we were children? What has the culture taught us? It taught us that if you want to be a star, first of all, it starts out with you having to give it your all. You got to give up everything. And you're selling everything. You become a commodity. You don't own your face. You don't own your name. You don't own your image. Right? With our generation, we grew up with, you had Britney Spears, right? Christina Aguilera. Before that, there was Madonna. Before that, you had that, Marilyn Monroe, being the original kind of like sex kitten, prototype new woman, promiscuous, chasing wealth. She did that film, what was it? Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. Mm-hmm. All about chasing wealth, money grabbing, just wanting power, using their sexuality as a weapon to get what they want out of the world, to extract resources, to extract what they want. I mean, these tropes, you keep seeing the same cycles where you have the little Disney kid, right? You have the little Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and Ryan Gosling. He was also in the Mickey Mouse Club. All those Mickey Mouse Club kids, the little girls, they started growing up, and then they became pop stars. But they weren't just pop stars. It wasn't like they just sung a beautiful song sitting at a piano. No, they were pop stars. They were dressing up as sexy schoolgirls, singing about sexual abuse with Britney Spears, right? So going from the innocent Disney child, right, go ABC Family or whatever, and then it becomes you're a sexually promiscuous young lady, a hypersexualized teen, and then from that, they go on like full-on mental breakdown horror mode. And all the children who are sucking this stuff up, everybody who's looking at this, right, everybody who's consuming this culture, we get imprinted by these kind of archetypes. We get imprinted by these visions of what we think it is to be human, what it is to be a man, what it is to be a woman. And this is how these things get implanted in our mind, these like mental, psychological, these spiritual viruses. This is how they infect us.
You have stolen my dreams, my childhood.
How great. How nice. All right, we got so many super chatters right now. Well, we got a few. Let's see. You guys are actually, some of you guys, I'm pretty sure some of you are not wearing masks right now, which you're putting us all in danger. And some of you are also not sending super chats, which you're also putting us all in danger. If you're not sending super chats, you better realize you are putting us in danger. Bart K, Nutrition Science Watchdog, sending New Zealand $5. Bart K, what up, dude? Shout out to the responsible adults at YouTube who are helping both Tristan and myself not exist anymore. he's referencing the clip from before, the intro clip. Good old Prince Philip. Prince Philip, whose son Prince Charles is now pushing the Great Reset. I got another super chat down here. Where'd it go? Harry Serpanos sending 5, I think those are Aussies with the A in front, says veganism is a degenerate misanthropic ideology. Richard has gone next level by pimping his wife, right? From simp to pimp. From simp to pimp. And this is kind of the archetypal Western man's character arc now, right? It's just completely disconnected from what it is to be actually virtuous. Completely disconnected from what it is to actually take care of their families, their communities, people around them. And just turning us into degenerate slingers of the ass. Slings of that ass. Where'd we go? All right. Thank you guys for the super chats. Appreciate that. And you know what's even better than super chats? The Streamlabs. There's a Streamlabs link on the left because, of course, we all know it's inevitable. It's inevitable that we're going to see demonetization on this channel, which has already been basically shelved by YouTube since at least October when we hit 130K and the growth stopped. We were getting 2 to 3K a month. So there we go. Okay, throwing the links up. Streamlabs links right there. Become a member, primaledgehealth.com. Also,
Stolen my dreams, my childhood.
keep stealing dreams and childhoods, y'all. Bart K, Nutrition Science Watchdog, sending a New Zealand 5, says stick thumb, oop bum. He's talking to Frank Tefano in the chat there, isn't he? Are you dog whistling at your boy Frank over there? You're dog whistling at your boy Frank. All right, so let's get back to the task at hand. OnlyFans, right? The Western man's character arc from abandoned child whose mother had to go to work to chase the American dream of being a corporate dominatrix, sent off to the public schools to become possibly an abusive, right, like obnoxious little turd, picking up all sorts of mental, spiritual viruses from the children around them in school, all right, sent off to be educated into a bunch of nonsense and lies by someone who doesn't even care about him. The Western man growing up to be a simp, sending money to e-thoughts, right, getting milked for his ducats, sending money to porn stars for taking pictures in a mirror, taking upskirt pictures of themselves in a mirror, and selling them to them for $20 a month. All right, but now, one of the greatest simps of YouTube has climbed the simp ladder. You
have stolen my dreams, my childhood.
Has climbed the simp ladder, and achieved a new level of good global citizendom with OnlyFans. All right, let's come over here. Got another super chat. King Knight Twitch, what's up? $5 says advice for finding a place to work and get food. On raw primal diet has saved my life. I need fruits, veg juice, meat, dairy, and coconuts. Don't need bed. I mean, well, place to work and get food. I mean, I don't know about that, man. It's right, health food stores, but they're all closed.
I know.
That's the thing. I mean, you're trying to get good price on this. You could become a butcher. You can become a butcher.
Somebody from our audience sent me a link for farms that deliver or farms.
They can't hear you. If you got advice, come talk. I'm not gonna just relay. Just come talk if you want help. So yeah, I don't know really where to go with that one. Choosing where you work wisely, right? Maybe there's a place where you get a discount. Working close to your food source, living close to your food source, very important. If you guys didn't hear, we got Jessica over here in the back. She's working on our OnlyFans stuff, OnlyFans content. You can't see what's behind this because there's a camera and there's OnlyFans material being shot right now. What are you doing? You're ruining it. No, she's over here. What are you doing? You spinning?
Yeah, I'm double plying the yarn.
Double plying yarn. So that was a sheep. That wool was on a sheep, and now that wool is going to become yarn, and then it can become something like these little tapestries you see behind us. All right, let's go back. Let's go back over here. Vegan Gains. Let's hear his explanation. Let's hear the great reveal. Vegan Gains' wife, Mrs. Gaines, we'll call her, and her new job.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Frank Tefano News, your one and only news source for all things Frank Tefano.
What a funny thing. Frank Tefano, who's in the chat right now, just happens to be featured in Richard's video. Frank is the subject of many of Richard's video because likely, I don't know, in my opinion, what do you guys think? Why do you think he's so obsessed with him? Why is he so Hi everybody. It's been at least 20 minutes since I've talked about Frank Tefano. All right everybody. Hi everybody. I'm here making some vegan gains. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. It's a fine line between Richard, hi everybody, and Sverige, hi everybody. If you don't eat blood, you are mentally ill, everybody. Hi everybody. What's up everybody? Hi everybody. Vegan Gains, hi everybody. Sverige, hi everybody. Huh? I get no laughs in my room. Jessica's just so focused on her little... If I can make Jessica laugh, I win. But here's the thing. Jessica thinks different things are funny than me. So she'll laugh at shit that I'm not even laughing at. And the thing that I think's hilarious, she's like, is that a joke? I didn't even get it. And I'm laughing at her who doesn't get the joke. And then it's, I don't know. We get all cross-wired. Hi, everybody. Let's go back. Continue, Richard. I'm sorry for interrupting. I know you would never do that. You would never interrupt somebody. Continue.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Frank Tufano News.
Hi, everyone.
Your one only news source for
Hi,
all
everybody.
things Frank Tufano. And today we're here to ask and answer one simple question. Is Frank Tufano natty or not? He went from looking like a starving child to someone who actually lifts. So, was he able to do this transformation naturally? But before we get into today's main news topic, I want to announce my wife Jasmine's OnlyFans. Her account is called Fresh Warm Buns, and I can assure you she has the nicest pair of fresh warm buns you've ever seen. So for any of you...
Shameless! 30 seconds in. 30 seconds in. Fresh warm buns, and I assure you, she has the warmest, freshest buns. You can look, but you can't touch. What? It shows the picture. All right, so it's got the image of her OnlyFans. I guess it's a mobile app. Maybe you download the app. Fresh warm buns. This is his wife's name. It has a picture of what looks like some other woman's butt as the profile. Maybe it's actually her butt. Lots and lots of naked booty. High quality. No, you got to do the full Vegan Gains voice. Lots and lots of naked booty. High quality photography with new scents every week.
She has the nicest pair of fresh warm buns you will ever see. So for any of you perverts interested in checking out my wife's fresh warm buns, click the link in the description. It'll take you to her OnlyFans. But yeah,
if any of you perverts, if any of you freaking perverts want to see my wife's holes up close and personal, check out our OnlyFans and send me $20. This is the world we live in. This is legal. This is freaking legal. And people are calling this is admirable work. This is sex work, okay? Look, if you guys have some hang-ups about sex work, that's all good. But Vegan Gains here, Richard, he is empowering his woman, right? Like he's seen how empowering this is, right? He's a big fan of, we talked about earlier. What is his video here titled? Frank Tufano, right? AKA Frank Tufano, Stinky Fingers Frank, broke, dark, and handsome, right? He is inspired. He has seen what can happen when an incel finds the right niche. He's seen how sex work is just so empowering. He's seen Frankie be empowered by this, and he wants the same for his lovely wife, Mrs. Gaines. What? Okay, so I'm laughing, but part of me is also like horrified because this is being normalized. This stuff is normalized. This stuff is freaking normalized. This is an app that anyone can download and start selling nudes of their girlfriends or boyfriends. There are organized rings of OnlyFans and social media influencer pimps out there. Pimps. Simping to pimping. The simps are now pimps. As the thoughts need protection for their online booty shot rackets. And Vegan Gains is over here exuding the confidence of a pimp, the swagger of a pimp, the characteristic, nasally, effeminate, strange voice of a pimp. Yeah. Right? Yeah. He's got that.
That's weird.
He's got the pimp voice, man. He just needs a better accent. Vegan Gains. Come on, dude. Let's get a fake accent up there. Let's get a wardrobe change. I like this. I like the new direction. Vegan Gains from simp to pimp.
Jasmine's OnlyFans. Her account is called Fresh Warm Buns, and I can assure you she has the nicest pair of fresh warm buns you will ever see. So for any of you perverts interested in checking out my wife's fresh warm buns, click the link in the description. It'll take you to her OnlyFans. But yeah, on to Frank. So this was actually quite hard to judge. There's a fair bit of evidence that...
So, on to Frank. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. See, now we can't watch the whole thing, though. I think that's the only time he even talks about it. There are... Yeah, I mean, it's just typical vegan gains. Frank video after that. But OnlyFans, next level. All right, so here's an article from BBC. If you didn't notice, mainstream media is pumping OnlyFans. OnlyFans is like the new Instagram. Right? OnlyFans is like Instagram on acid. OnlyFans is, and how, right, Instagram meets Burning Man is OnlyFans, as Jessica just said. Looks nice. OnlyFans. I started selling sexy photos online after losing my job. BBC News. Laura Jones, business reporter. I was through necessity. It was through necessity. I needed an income. It wasn't because I wanted to just get naked and post pictures of myself, says Mark. He had nothing, he couldn't do anything else, you guys. There was nothing else he could do, right? He tried making a Facebook fan page. He only got like 20 follows. He made an Instagram. Tagged everybody all the time, obnoxiously. And got 1,000 follows in like 2 months. Right? He applied online for at least 2 real jobs that were way above his pay grade, way beyond his skill set. And it's impossible. The guy couldn't do anything else. The only thing he could do is take his clothes off and take pictures of his butthole, and sell those pictures of his butthole on OnlyFans. That's all he could do. There's nothing else. He lost his job because coronavirus in March and began posting semi-nude images on a subscriber-based social network. The 32-year-old had been working for a 5-star resort company, performing in shows, but when lockdown hit, his contract was canceled. Cue the sad music, right? I applied for every single job I could find. All the supermarkets. Anything that was a job center website, I applied for them all. He later set up an OnlyFans account on his friend's recommendation. On the platform, followers pay a monthly subscription fee to access creators' photos, videos, or live streams. With the firm taking 20% commission, it isn't just aimed at people who sell nude images, but many users do. Despite the no full frontal nudity disclaimer in his bio, it's started to pick up. Mark estimates that he's made about £1,500 over the last 4 months, posting similar content on his Instagram account. Younger people these days post everything on social media. It's just one step further. OnlyFans paid my rent. It's paid for food. It's paid for my car to keep running. It is literally, you guys, literally paid for the necessities of living. All the necessities of living. It paid for those guys, right? Netflix subscription, paid for that. Other necessities of living. What are some other necessities of living? Alcohol, right? Unnecessary alcohol, paid for that. Recreational cocaine habit. He barely ever buys it. He only buys like an 8-ball when he does, and he usually shares it with his friends. But these necessities like cocaine, alcohol, McDonald's food, and subscriptions to other people's OnlyFans. He was able to pay for this with his OnlyFans. And some of you may be saying, "Oh, I mean, you're basically becoming a whore. Like you're like the cheapest whore. This is just commodifying, normalizing, and creating an industry around sex trafficking that's normalized and externalized." You guys might be saying that, and you might be right, but he literally paid for his necessities of living. You understand that? Literally, necessities. All right, he got his Black Lives Matter muzzle. He got his Greta Thunberg commemorative cattle prod for people. He got his, I don't know, what else? On the flip side of that, there's also the negativity he adds. He says he received abusive messages from friends online when he first set up his page. They told me I was selling my soul, he says. They had assumed that I was going to be having sex with everyone and posting videos of it. My page isn't that at all. And while Mark refuses requests to post explicit photos or videos of sexual acts, he worries that other new users might feel forced to if they're short on cash. Younger people these days post everything on social media. It's just one step further. And it means you're making money, he says. I think that's appealing for a lot of people when it's so difficult to find a job at the minute. So BBC, if you haven't noticed, let's just read some sample sentences here from BBC's article about sex work through OnlyFans, right? BBC here is basically trying to turn all y'all into flank tufano and vegan gays. So I think it's appealing to a lot of people when it's so difficult to find a job at the minute. Here's one. OnlyFans paid my rent. It's paid for food. It's paid for my car to keep running. It has literally paid for the necessities of the living, says Mark. It's another sentence in this article. I'm not the only one among my friends who have lost their jobs and turned to this, says Rebecca, not her real name. The 22-year-old from Scotland just lost her job as a craft worker apprentice and moved back in with her parents in April. Having experimented with selling nudes online in the past, it became apparent that I would need to take it more seriously on losing my job, she says. She set up an OnlyFans account and now schedules photo shoots of softcore nudes for when her mom and dad are out of the house. She's made hundreds of pounds selling these to her subscribers who pay £55 per month. Wow, BBC, I mean, they might as well just say, and her parents don't even know it, and you could do this too, kids. Why doesn't everybody go make an OnlyFans? All you little college girls, all you 19-year-old college kids, go make some OnlyFans accounts. It's the best way to make money fast. Right, so then at least they start to talk about some of the risks. And when it's some of the risks, now she just says it's a lot of emotional labor. So they're not talking about the slippery slope into full-on prostitution, which is what happens, which is what these sites are for. Right? You got the low-level simps who are saying they're €5 per month. The low-level simps saying they're $20 a month. The idiots who are getting fleeced for their $10, $20 a month. But what about those people who are like, hey, I got 10 grand sitting around? What about those weirdos who start sliding up in the DMs with weird offers? Lowballing it at first. Hey, why don't you fly out to Dubai? I know some really cool people in Dubai. I've got some really good friends. They're businessmen, professionals. Let's go to Dubai. We're going out with a group of other influencers. I can help you. No, but it's dangerous because of the emotional labor. Oh, the emotional labor is so hard. So emotionally laborious. Oh my goodness. So BBC, repping the OnlyFans. You come over here and you search news today in Google. Let's do a quick refresh in case there's any new articles. The Daily Mail, 4 hours ago. Bella Thorne strips to announce her new OnlyFans account. I don't know who that is, Bella Thorne, but Bella Thorne, OnlyFans. Paper Mag, another one. Bella Thorne joins OnlyFans for $20 per month. Paper. Who is Bella Thorne? Influencers are flocking to OnlyFans, but not everyone is happy about it. Ooh, it's kind of rebellious. The website your mom isn't cool enough to see you on, OnlyFans.com. The best way to piss off your dad. Music business worldwide. How Cardi B's OnlyFans subscription could generate millions of dollars each month. So here they're setting this up.
It's a Disney star.
It's a Disney star. There you go. Exactly what I just said. Who is Bella Thorne? Bella Thorne is a former Disney star. Best-selling poet. Yeah. Here's Bella Thorne, best-selling poet. I mean, you could tell that she's a very impressive poet from this photograph here. Right? With her collar on, that says sex on it. Like a freaking dog. Best-selling poet and award-winning porn director, Bella Thorne. Wait, porn director? She's not a Disney. Let's see. Is she really Disney? Former Disney star Bella Thorne. But she's a porn director now? I can't... It's gone so far. Right? You think the stuff that they did with our generation was strange. So now it's like the new Britney Spears are just straight porn stars, I guess. Former Disney star Bella Thorne announces she's joined X-rated video app OnlyFans. Oh, my goodness. By the way, you know this is bound to get demonetized. Mandatory super chats. Throwing it out there again. Mandatory super chats. Mandatory. We've got also Streamlabs. Check out the Streamlabs donation link. When you do the Streamlabs or the super chats, your thing pops up and there's a little GIF with an audio thing. And the ones that are through, there's tiers, right? So if you guys want to be the best global citizen, you send the biggest super chat and you'll get to see if somebody sends a $50 and up tier. That's my favorite one. That's my funniest one, I think. I don't know, we'll see. If anybody's feeling the content you got here, if you're enjoying this, support this. And also, oh, Jessica, put that link. Can you put that in the chat? I know you're busy. The link for people can sign up to actually get notified. There's a problem with people getting. There's a problem with people getting notified. Somebody's childhood dreams were just stolen too. Somebody sent a super chat. Good global citizen. We've got a new way. You can join our email list if you want to get notified about these streams. We know many people are automatically unsubbed from our channel all the time. People are not getting notifications. We'll put a link in the chat here. Here, I'll send you the thing. Just put it in here in the chat. Jessica's gonna throw the link up in the chat.
Look, go to your Skype. It's right in there. See, look.
There we go. For stream notifications. Yeah, but I need you to put it in the description of this video.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. All right, guys. There you go.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
There we go. We got more super chats coming up. More super chats. Let me come over here and read some of these. Wench Hooverbore. Wench Hooverbore, nice name. Wench Hooverbore just sent £5 just because he wants to be nice. He or she. Dorman360 donated $5 super chat. It is not enough to consume the prawn. You must become the prawn. Yeah, sometimes I forget that certain words are off limits. You're not supposed to say that word. Doorman360 sent it $5 via the super. Oh, there you go. Doorman sent it through Streamlabs. Did you see it? Did it pop up, Doorman? Tell me in the chat. Says, sell out your wife, Richard. Give me them wife pics, bug man. Yeah. Sounds about right. All right, guys. Streamlabs, always better than Super Chat. But if all you can do is Super Chat, that's cool too. Support this work. Support the work we do if you want more of it. All right, back to the task at hand. Back to Richard. All right, OnlyFans. I'm dumbfounded that this. I'm dumbfounded at the story here of this Bella Thorne prototype. Let's see. There's no. All they have is pictures. The mirror. It's just basically photos. There's not anything in the article of substance. But that's what it is. That's the world now. Selling out. Just selling out a little more, a little more, a little more. Every single time. Does the Streamlabs trigger the sound clip? I don't think it does. It should. That's the weird thing. It should be. Let me see.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
I can refresh it, and I don't know if it goes through. Let me see if the Streamlabs one works. How about this one? Yeah, it seems like the Streamlabs one is not giving the notifications, but YouTube ones are. Before we had Streamlabs giving notifications, but YouTube not, right? Was that how it was last time? It was just like this?
Yeah, you said you made that adjustment and you thought it...
I thought it would work. Shoot. All right. Well, the Streamlabs thing, I'll have to work on that. But I still see them and I'll read them. And Streamlabs is the best way. All right, guys. Thanks for letting me know, Doorman. We'll try to figure that one out. All right. So from Disney starlets to OnlyFans whorelets. And Vegan Gains is on that. He's on that train. Here we go. We've got a conversation yesterday from Vegan Gains and this guy, iHypocrite. Let's see where's the original video? Let's go over to the original video.
Kids any day, whereas I would question.
All right, so Vegan Gains talking about his wife selling his wife's booty, selling pictures of his wife's booty holes.
Pants for the next 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Like I watched your wedding photo and I thought, or your wedding video, sorry, and I thought it was very sweet. You know, I was like, oh, that's so precious. But you don't see a difference between you and your wife having intimate moments and you sharing those intimate moments with other people. Like that's kind of the disconnect that I don't get. It's like you don't see a difference.
Okay, well, I differentiate us making erotic photos and sharing them and us having intimate moments.
But you don't think
like have you ever talked to porn stars who have relationships, especially porn stars that have relationships with like normies? I think they call them civilians in the industry. Like they differentiate their.
Wait, why does Vegan Gains know so much about porn stars like intimate life? Vegan Gains is out there watching the hard-hitting journalism interviews with his favorite porn stars, right? Civilians. I think they called them civilians, acting like he didn't know that. I think they called them civilians. Are we civilians to you now, Richard? Now that you're a hustler, now that you're a pimp, now that you're a pimp and your wife's a porn star, are we all civilians? Let us know. I want to know a little bit more about the deeper workings of the relationships that your favorite porn stars have. Vegan Gains.
Like I watched your wedding photo and I thought, are your being intimate moments and you sharing those intimate moments with other people? Like that's kind of the disconnect that I don't get. It's like you don't see a difference.
Okay, well, I differentiate us making erotic photos and sharing them and us having intimate moments.
But you don't think
like have you ever talked to porn stars who have relationships, especially porn stars that have relationships with like normies? I think they call them civilians in the.
I think if I squint a little bit, people will believe that I really don't know a lot more about this than I'm letting on.
Industry. Like they differentiate their pornographic work. Yeah, like they differentiate the pornographic work they do as like a job. It's not romantic or anything, and their partners kind of recognize that. Obviously, we're not having sex with other people or doing porn. Like it's just between me and my wife. So it's not like all of our intimate moments are now public. It's that no, we have some stuff that we put on OnlyFans, and we have some stuff that we keep private.
There you go. So back to the root issue, right? Going straight to the root of the issue and basically kind of outing himself as like a full-on porn addict. How the hell you... Right, all these people do. I mean, this is something, pornography is one of the worst addictions out there right now. One of the most prevalent addictions. Vegan Gains, philosopher king of the simps. Vegan Gains, talking about his porn addiction, and this is how this stuff starts. So you get introduced to the pop stars when you're less than 12 years old, right? The pop stars start to get sexualized. You grow up with them. You see their aging process. You see their character arc. The pop stars become hypersexualized. First, they're little innocent little kids on Disney Channel, ABC Family. Then they're hypersexualized pop stars slapping their coochie on the ground. Right? I mean, it's like, and all these children are growing up completely hooked on pornography, totally addicted to porn. Totally addicted to porn. And then they start wanting to get into it themselves. They start wanting to get a piece of that pie. And after years of putting out all this pornographic content, sexualizing everybody, hypersexualizing everybody, getting people so hyped up over this just insane idolatry, what happened was they gave them, it's like they opened up the door and said, look, now you can become it. Like the person with the super chat earlier, you must become the pornography. This is insane. We just got a big fat super chat though. I'm gonna wait for it to read it there. Doorman360 winning the super chat competition.
Stolen my dreams and my childhood.
I hope you weren't trying to trigger my. All right, you were trying to get the good one. You're trying to get the good, and I'm gonna play it on the back end for you because this is he was going for that. I think he was going for that $50 super chat because I did tiers, but I think the tiers are only working on the Streamlabs one. So I think almost all the ones are the same that come in. So again, hey dude, thanks for that. That's the best super chat of the day. Really appreciate that one, Doorman. Let me see if I could, let's see if I can fix this right now. Just real quick. Where is that? Widgets? Alert box. All right, so thank you for the super chat. Let me read that super chat. It says, can you run DLive in Ecuador? Might be a worthwhile alternative to YouTube. I'm glad to see you back streaming. The text-to-chat sequences are fantastic and really stand out as a nice way to highlight the absurdity of programming. Say no to prawn, folks. Doorman, thank you. Appreciate that. Agree. Say no to prawn. Appreciate the super chat. You've proven your status as not a bigot. And here we go. Let me just, this is the one that I had. It was supposed to be triggered. Let's see if it works.
Guys, if you want to be the big man, the big daddy.
So that's the high tier super chat. I like that one. Let's see if
Guys, if you want to be the big man, the big daddy.
The big daddy. Doorman360 does want to be the big man and the big daddy. With the biggest super chat, vegan public chat, what's up, dude? Sociopathic, depressed, anxiety, body dysmorphic disorder, porn addicted, vegan. Next level. Wire me in. Neuralink me, bro. I want to be one with the internet. I was raised by electronic devices, and I will become an electronic device when I grow up and become a big boy. All right, let's go back here. All right, so it's crazy, the porn addiction. And he's so, Vegan Gains, it's funny because he's always talking about Frank. He's making fun of Frank for selling his booty hole. All right, Stinky Fingers Frank from Broke, Dark, and Handsome. He's making fun of him for, openly selling his booty hole and being a sex worker Frank Tefano. But Vegan Gains himself now pimping out his wife. So I guess, I don't know, maybe he wasn't making fun of Frank for doing that. Maybe I interpreted that wrong, but I think I remember him trying to go hard on Frank for selling that ass, for being a gigolo. All right, so let me jump forward here and hear a couple more of his arguments, and then we'll move on to the next subject.
Social stigma isn't the reason for the social stigma. That's kind of a tautology that you're saying. The social stigma has to be justified because the thing that's stigmatized is damaging. You know what I'm saying?
It's for the same reason like drugs. Like in a controlled environment, I kind of like the idea of people being able to, like, I think it's in Tibet and some different countries through South America and through the islands. There's places like an opium den you can go into and you can do drugs in a controlled environment. If someone were to
what if somebody made like a controlled environment where you could go to this controlled environment and like interact with sex workers? It's like they, in some of these far off places like the East where everybody's so enlightened, right? Like where Sadhguru lives, they have these things, they're called opium dens. And you go there, smoke the opium, you hang out, right? And it's safe. It's a safe place. What if we made a place where people could go and solicit sex workers for sexual acts? This is amazing. This is like breakthrough. Man, shout out to Annika over here, the libertarian queen of logic, who's just like slaying it right now with these genius ideas. Thank you so much, Annika.
Tell me that they went to some other country and did that, and just took a vacation. I've heard those.
What if there were countries you could go to just to take like a vacation and interact with sex workers? And maybe even do drugs. What if places like that existed?
Stories before online, and they're usually, like I said, it's a controlled environment with someone there to make sure they don't kill themselves or overdose. That's a much different situation than drugs free on our streets, using human trafficking. There's to say that there's no issue with drug use just because some people can control their own drug use. That's not a statement.
I'm so glad that we came here to hear about Vegan Gains' thoughts on OnlyFans and get to hear Annika's thoughts on people going to Thailand and banging hookers and smoking opium.
that I agree with. As much as I think we should end the drug war, I don't like the idea of people going to prison for life over.
Wow. Whoa. Annika. Chill, girl. Chill out with like the super edgy content. Did you just say you don't think people should be in life for drug use? Like, calm down, girl. You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Okay, so you're trying to argue that pornography either is inherently harmful or potentially harmful?
I definitely don't think children should have access to pornography.
I don't think children should have access. Look,
so this guy, Hypocrite, he seems pretty chill. He's pretty laid back. I'm just giving Annika a hard time too. If Annika sees this, I ain't hating Annika. I'm just, I saw a little snippet. But this guy is taking a hard stance. Hypocrite is taking a hard stance and saying this should be shamed. This is stupid. This is whack. And Vegan Gains asks him why. Why should this be shamed? So and then they kind of argue the ethics of it, and they get nowhere. The whole conversation, everything that I've seen of this, we watched some of it last night. It goes nowhere. But there are a few good clips that I want to comment on them and try to find those. Let's hear them out here.
I also don't think children should have access to certain forms of media, certain forms of violent content.
I agree with that.
There's plenty of things that children shouldn't have access to. So,
I will say, yeah, so let's put children aside. I also will say I think pornography is damaging to adults, to young men and women, damaging to the relationships, damaging to their views of sex.
Do you think it has some sort of inherent aspect, or do you think
Yes, Vegan Gains. Inherently, pornography, selling your ass, hypersexualization of everybody, sex trafficking, sex work, selling your reproductive organs for pleasure, and idolizing the fleshly desires and the passions, that's inherently bad. But you don't believe that anything is inherently bad in your worldview anyways. You don't think anything's bad. You think there's nothing wrong with anything. You don't believe that morality is real, but you believe that you can tell everybody to conform to your moral absolutist framework of veganism. You say that there are no universals, which is a universal claim. Vegan Gains has no justification for right or wrong in his worldview at all, but he'll play with this guy, the hypocrite guy, who doesn't actually have a justification for things being right or wrong in his worldview either. They're both moral relativists, and in the end, the actual conversation goes nowhere, in my opinion.
Some people are damaged.
Let's skip forward a little bit.
8 to 12, not.
There's like this, I don't know what you'd call it, cultural thing where Catholic girls, they tend to be super freaky, like super horny all the time, super sexual, and it's because like they grew up in a household where they were very repressed.
That's kind
so
of.
I'm glad I found this moment. We're gonna back up here. Here's what Vegan Gains says Catholic girls are like. Vegan Gains probably doesn't know any Catholic girls. Probably didn't talk to any girls when he was growing up. Let's see what Vegan Gains has to say about this though. This is, oh no, wait, it was 32 minutes. Shoot, I jumped back.
It's attraction.
No, it's not. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the innocent thing. There's like this, I don't know what you'd call it, cultural thing where Catholic girls, they tend to be super freaky, like super horny all the time, super sexual, and it's because
they tend to be super freaky, super horny all the time, and sexual. No, Vegan Gains, that's the pornography you watch. That's how they're portrayed in the dehumanizing porn that you watch, because they're constantly trying to normalize sexual abuse. And trying to normalize sexual abuse of the younger by much older people, if you catch my drift. So Vegan Gain says, oh, well, there's this like thing, there's this like phenomenon or whatever, philosopher king, Vegan Gains. There's this phenomenon or whatever where Catholic schoolgirls are like really horny, right? And they always have, there's always cameras around them, and they just like have sex with random men in like the back of vans on video and then post them to Pornhub. Like there's this phenomenon of that. No, you're obsessed with porn. You can't stop watching it. You can't stop. You're an addict, dude. And your whole reality has been warped by that. Your whole reality has been warped by a drug that you've been addicted to since you were a child. And you're selling your wife into this. You're selling your wife into that, whatever you want to call it, into the bowels of that entity that you've been bowing before your whole freaking life, where you spank your little monkey and wire yourself in cybernetically to your devices. Your sexual reproductive instincts have been hijacked and channeled via cybernetics into your electronic devices. And you've been weaponized against yourself. You're not going to have children. You'll know one to take care of you when you're an old, miserable piece of shit when you're older because of this. So the entire worldview that's been given to him, that's been programmed into him by the spirit of the age, that whole worldview is weaponized against him. He's unable to have real relationships with people. He's unable to have a real relationship even with his wife, who he's turned into a sexual object money cow. He's turned her into a cash piggy. She's his little prize piggy, and he's taking pictures of her booty hole and selling it now. Jay Dyer up in the chat, aka Young Booma, up in the chat. Don't mind Jay's comments. Don't mind Jay. He's just butthurt that he's the second greatest rapper of all time. Second greatest after Lil AIDS. What's up, Jay? All right, so let's hear a little more then.
Like, they grew up in a household where they were very repressed.
That's kind of a meme. Like, there's obviously an archetype of person. No, I'm not saying it's not real. Like, I'm not saying there aren't people like that, but I don't think that that's like a general trend with Catholic.
No, like, look, man, it's a thing. If you go on like Pornhub, then you'll see it's a thing. All right, so vegan gains. Let's jump forward a little bit more. Let's see what we could jump forward like 53 minutes.
Is that when it demonstrably you can
feel that those are undignified.
Oh, I got some super chats though. Hey, again, Doorman360 with the biggest, fattest super chat of the day.
Stolen my dreams, my childhood.
Doorman360 says, "Can you run DLive in Ecuador?" Sorry, I didn't answer that question. I could run DLive. I just haven't really gotten into the platform, to be honest. Building an audience, building a thing on a new platform. It seems, I don't know. I've spent what, 6 years? 6 years on this channel, building this channel up. It's hard to throw it away, to be honest. It's really hard. So I'll go out kicking and screaming. But yeah, I'll throw over some DLive streams sometime soon. I'll figure out how to route through multiple streams. But thanks for that super chat too, man. Really appreciate that. Unfortunately, I don't think there really is a viable alternative to YouTube right now, but it is what it is. There are other things we can do, and yeah. So I appreciate it, and anybody else got big fast super chats to support the stream, those are much appreciated and much needed to keep this channel afloat, to keep these streams going. Chase, what's up, Chase? $5 says, any chance we could get some David Attenborough quotes read in Vegan Gains? But you like David Attenborough quotes read as Vegan Gains? Vegan Gains narrating a David Attenborough nature documentary could be pretty funny. Or just David Attenborough narrating Vegan Gains' life.
That would be funny. I like that way.
It's well known that the overpopulation problem is the greatest problem in the world. As you can see here, Vegan Gains, one of the most affluent vegan activists on the internet, has realized how to take it to the next level. Selling his wife's booty hole on OnlyFans. Behold her majestic blowhole. Behold Jasmine Gaines' spout from an angle that's very artistic. An artistic angle. With light coming in from the curtains, tickling the hairs on her leg as she spreads them to bring in that sweet, sweet cash for Vegan Gains. This is David Attenborough. reminding you to get a vasectomy and spay and neuter your sexual object partners. There are too many people. Please wear your mask. And we'll see you next time on our dying planet. Attenborough, everybody. That's David Attenborough's nephew, Tristan Attenborough, right there.
By jobs, especially at a time like now during the pandemic.
Okay, well, why is that when it demonstrably you can prove it causes more harm?
Okay, our society, in order to stay cohesive, needs families. Sex work works against families. Does that make sense? Like you said, that
Vegan Gains hates families. Families mean children.
No, it's part of our biology. The reason it's part of our biology is that's how we produce humans.
He looks down. He looks down. He knows. He doesn't want a family. As you can see, the new male in his natural habitat, surrounded by boxes of Kleenex, with a large trash can by his feet, filled with the sticky, crusty rags of his possible future children, thrown into the garbage where they belong, where all the little plebs must throw their seeds. Vegan Gains, when questioned about his desire for a family, has been properly indoctrinated into the spiritual zeitgeist and will not be having children. It will instead play video games, masturbate, and humiliate his wife on the internet.
We need families to stay intact. The reason we shame or whatever, say it's undignified for men to go cheat on their wives or women to cheat on their husbands or women to have 5 different children by 10 different men. Yes, I'm being hyperbolic here, but the reason we shame that is because it's not conducive to having happy, healthy, normal, traditional families. Because even though I don't think everyone in America or everyone around the world needs to have, a family of 3.4 children and stay married forever, we need a certain threshold of people to maintain that kind of fabric that makes us, at least right now.
Why? At least right now, she says, right? No, I know she doesn't have any real conviction on this, right? Just like most people. This woman, she doesn't really have a hard conviction on this. Yeah, families are great. Everybody, we know deep down inside that family is crucial. Family is important. We know. But why? Why are families good? Why are things inherently right or wrong? Why is it inherently wrong to hoe out your wife? Why is it inherently wrong to allow your children to be influenced by this cultural degeneracy? Why? Neither party in this conversation could really justify what's right or wrong. They kind of dance around it for a while and have kind of a typical, a typical millennial conversation about theology and politics. There we go. We got another super chat. Stealing dreams and childhood all day long. Greta's childhood and dreams are going to be almost all gone by the end of this one. Sid Meister, $1.99. Dang, Sid Meister. Calm down, high roller. You want to be the big daddy. You want to be the big man, the big daddy. Says, got a big fat super chat for you, Tristan. Enjoy that big fat $1.99. Sid Meister. Love it. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the super chat. I know Sid Meister. He's a regular viewer. He's been around for a while. DB sending Canadian $5, which Canadian $5 in the U.S. right now is worth like half a penny, I think. No, I'm just kidding. Canadian $5 up from the Canada, where Vegan Gains lives. Shout out to all the Canadians, a la Canadienses up in Canada. Up in Canada, DB says, y'all laugh, but I don't see any of you dating Bill Gates' doppelganger. Okay. Y'all laugh, but I don't see any of you dating Bill Gates' doppelganger like menstrual gains. So Yeah, thanks for the donation, DB. They do laugh, but I don't see them dating Bill Gates' doppelganger like my wife Jasmine. It's funny, Bill Gates' voice. Bill Gates is not that far off from Vegan Gains, right? You got Vegan Gains, Bill Gates, Spherage. All of their voices are like a kind of a like voice acting family. They're not too far off. It's just like a slight adjustment to the back of the throat to change from Bill Gates to Vegan Gains.
You could promote that without shaming sex workers?
I'm not shaming, to be quite honest. I mean,
Well,
like I said, like
I'm not saying.
I mean, he and I don't even agree on everything.
Sure.
I mean, he and I have different backgrounds and such. But
Why is shaming wrong, Vegan Gains? Right? Why is shaming wrong? Why?
But we respect one another.
I have to say, you kind of convinced me with your harm argument. I think I was wrong to say that my main reason for thinking it's undignified is harm. I think it just goes down to I don't think people should show their assholes on the internet for money. You know,
Okay.
I don't think that that's like something that you can do and have.
Yeah, but what about for women's liberation? Can they do it for that? Because we can easily pivot the narrative. Just like Vegan Gains when he pivoted his narrative of why he was vegan. Shout out to Garland Farms. He put a funny edit out.
All right, well, we got the man, the myth, the legend.
There's Garland, not Vegan Gains.
All right, well, we
channel.
got the man, the myth, the legend.
Garland Farms channel. Let's check out. He had a funny video about Vegan Gains. It's a short one.
Giving up meat and going vegan was a completely logical decision. It wasn't based on any emotion. Ending animal suffering was a minor part of my decision, but I was more interested in the health aspects. Veganism has nothing to do with health or nutrition. It's not a diet. It's an ethical belief. I was more interested in the health aspects. It's the belief that we should seek to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose.
I love when they use that definition because it's the stupidest self-refuting definition ever. Veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as is possible and practicable. Practicable. Not practical. Practicable. All forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, for me, it's not practicable to exclude any animal foods. So I'm vegan because that's what's practicable for me. So Vegan Gains says, veganism is an ethic. It's not about health, but veganism Vegan Gains. Sorry, I stole her childhood again. Vegan Gains went vegan for health, not the ethics.
I was more interested in the health aspects. It's the belief that we should seek to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. I was more interested in the health aspects. Veganism has nothing to do with health or nutrition. It's not a diet. It's an ethical belief. I was more interested in the health aspects. So, no, you clearly weren't vegan because you didn't hold these beliefs. You were only following a plant-based diet because you thought it was ideal for health. I was more interested in the health aspects. That's not veganism. I was more interested in the health aspects. Stop making up this lie. Somebody who was vegan and actually held those ethical beliefs. I was more interested in the health aspects. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't listen to your advice when it comes to morality. I was more interested in the health aspects. So yeah, blows my mind.
Thanks for clearing that up, Vegan Gains. Thanks for clearing that up. So shout out to Garland Farms. I just put a link in the chat, in the live voice chat. Not voice chat, that's Discord, we do voice chat. In the live chat, there's a link right there for Vegan Gains. Although it got recommended. That's one of the best edits of the Alex Jones Ranch is an indie folk song. That's one of the funniest. It's so catchy. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of giant death factors keeping babies alive. and sharing their butter. What is it? Keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. I can't watch it because they'll probably get. I mean, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but that song would get stuck in my head. All right, so the new Bella Thorne, Mrs. Gaines will be the new Bella Thorne for sure. Vegan Gaines, like guaranteed, about to make. I don't know how many billions of dollars do you think Vegan Gaines is going to make off of this?
How much money do you think he's gonna make? Like, what's his?
How much money do you think he'll make?
This is his payout. Like, that's his price.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think he's going to pull in on this? We got Fresh Warm Buns, has 17 posts, $18.50 per month. How much do you think he's pulling from that? Do you think, what if we made it OnlyFans? I had the idea last time of having OnlyFans and it's just Ribeye balls. It's pictures of my dog's balls. What do you guys think? Would you guys pay $20 a month to see pictures of Ribeye's balls? Something you could see for free on the last stream we did. Got a nice, funny close-up of dog's balls. This is my OnlyFans. It's called Fresh Warm Balls. And, you know, Ribeye has some of the freshest, warmest dog balls that I've ever seen. He's willing to lick them on camera. Ribeye will occasionally, if he's got fleas, he'll bite the balls. He will lick his balls. He will show them to you anytime. And it's $18.50 a month, and very artistic, tasteful photographs of my dog Ribeye, who's a vegan dog. And yeah, you get to see both his balls on our OnlyFans. So, yeah, Hey. I think we're done with Vegan Gains. I don't know what else to say. You guys, make sure to spend $94 for 6 months on for Jasmine Gaines, Mrs. Gaines. Or Ms. We'll call her Ms. Gaines, right? Because, hey, you might be able to take her for a ride if you got enough. If you got enough in the PayPal, if you got enough of them ducats, you might be able to test drive Mrs. Gaines. I see $18.50 a month. It's just photos, I guess. Like, I don't see a test drive. I don't see a test drive option. So, yeah. It is what it is. Weston Jones says, you're a liar. I was in, but your dog ain't vegan. Caught me. You caught me, man. Here we go. We got super chats. You guys, Streamlabs is also very easy to use, and they don't take a cut like YouTube does. But we appreciate it from YouTube as well, and I read them all. Unless they're weird and trying to get me in trouble. Just for Kicks donated a big fat $20 super chat. Just for Kicks is the second least bigoted person in the chat today. He's the second, no, was it third? Yeah, second big ass super chat. $20 super chat. So still waiting anxiously for my government chip and vaccine. Any idea on timing, my bigot? Yeah, I mean, we're all just looking so forward to being told, to being given our our instructions on what we need to inject into ourselves next. And yeah, so, you know, honestly, take care of your family. This is the time to really know your neighbors, to know what's going on in your neighborhood, to be armed, and to protect your families. Because saying no, it's going to roll out in a weird way, where it's going to be, people are going to feel very, very inclined to just say, who cares? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. We say no. We don't submit to this madness. You finished it? All right, Jessica's.
No, I did too.
Well, here, let me pull this. Come over here and show. They can't hear you because you're not close to the mic. You have everything to say. Come say everything. Come here.
What do you want me to do?
We have to sell the OnlyFans.
Do you want to take some gorgeous pictures?
Yeah, better than ugly pictures.
Look, that's the second one.
This one's cool.
So nice.
Come closer to me.
I just learned how to double ply wool, right? So I'm taking 2 strings of wool that I spun, and then you twist them together into a thick.
You guys are asking about homestead update, right? Some homestead update requests. This is one of the things that Jessica's been working on really hard. And if you see behind me, right there, that thing, and then the one behind Jessica's head, she made those on a loom.
On a
really
rigid
cool.
heddle loom.
I don't know what that means. Rigid heddle loom.
Sounds cool, doesn't it?
I can't even say it. It's a tongue twister. So yeah, this was wool on our sheep, and this will become clothing and decor for the home.
Yeah, this was fluffy mama.
What my goal, this sounds ridiculous, but once we get enough of these up in this room, it's going to kill the echo because we got high ceilings, right? You got high ceilings. This room is basically just a giant mud drum. Jay Dyer makes fun of me for living in a mud hut. We live in a mud hut drum, and it echoes because we got high ceilings. I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, let's come back to the task at hand. We got other topics to talk about. Thankfully, we got other topics to talk about. So anyways, we've spoken about the changing images of man. Anybody interested in getting furthering their education on the history of the social engineering that we see now and why we see this being rolled out the way we do? The Changing Images of Man is a very important publication from Stanford Research Institute, edited by O.W. Markley, who was the project director. All right, this paper is like academic social scientists meet technocrats and take a bunch of acid together and plan what they're going to do to manipulate humanity to becoming a beautiful utopia, which we know always turns out great for the little people like us, right? These utopian ideas always turn out great. They never turn out bad, right? You were never really vegan, you just did it wrong. They were never really communist, they just did it wrong. They were never really fascist, they just did it wrong. They were never really free market capitalist, they just did it wrong. The changing images of man, changing the images of what man sees himself as. Right? We believe that man is made in the image and likeness of God. They're telling you that man is made in the image and likeness of vegan gains, simp to pimp, selling his wife's booty hole on the internet for $20 a pop. All right, so the Changing Images of Man, read that one. Read that one. Definitely worth the read. And let us move on. We've got another subject to talk about. I forget. Let's see. We got vegan gains. Moving on. So the vegan movement, always blossoming into new frontiers, always shifting and changing with the necessities of the times. The vegan movement is always adapting its message to best brainwash you and help you associate veganism with whatever is currently trending and popular. So veganism, vegan activists, always looking out for new ways to market veganism to you. You got animal rights billboards go up across LA connecting pandemic to eating meat. Pandemic to meat eating. Now you see a lot of these vegans online telling you, oh, it's because you eat meat that this is going on. Now they're putting up billboards all over the place telling you, go vegan, it's all your fault that there's a pandemic. And what else? Right? Like who's putting this money out there? Jessica says that sounds expensive to do. Absolutely, that sounds expensive. And who's bankrolling this? You have these philanthropic organizations giving millions of dollars to organizations, to fake journalists like The Guardian. Right? This fake news rag called The Guardian receiving millions of dollars from groups like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to influence the masses. Billions of dollars from other philanthropic NGOs. Philanthropic, right? Philanthropy. When I say philanthropy, if you're new to the idea, philanthropy is a joke. Philanthropy is a cloak for social engineering. When you reach Bond villain level misanthropy, when you reach Bond villain level of misanthropy, you can call yourself a philanthropist on Wikipedia. Right? So we've got all these philanthropists. What do I even have here? What do I have that's even worth watching? I wanted to talk about this one more time. We talked about the vegan terrorists the other day, Ukrainian terrorists. Just another reminder of how we are being conditioned, to accept veganism, and how 2020, it's going to get crazier. These vegan activists, they feel emboldened, they feel empowered. You don't see vegan gains even talking about what happened with this Ukrainian terrorist because he knows it would be bad optics to actually tell you what he really thinks about it. These vegans are rejoicing at the idea of upping the ante and using even crazier Alinskyite tactics, using crazier Bolshevik and Maoist style cultural revolution tactics to try and get their way and ban us from being able to eat animal foods and ban animal foods altogether, abolish animal foods. This is the goal. Right? So you've got Kaiser Health News promoting animal rights, right? And we've talked about the concept before of these insurance companies being a big driver of public policy, and we're going to see that in the coming months, right? Insurance policies, as we roll out this new economic system that the World Economic Forum calls the Great Reset. The Great Reset. The World Economic Forum says the Great Reset is coming. Oh, that's the wrong window. Where'd that go? Population Council. The World Economic Forum says that we need to prepare the world for a complete and total overhaul of every aspect, of the way we live our life. The very foundation of our reality needs to be changed in a new economic system based on a new social contract. They're calling for a brand new social contract as well. And of course, the vegan activism, what does this have to do with these vegan activists? These vegan activists are being pushed, being promoted in, oh wait, no, this is the wrong one. Are being promoted by these big insurance companies who greatly influence global policy and who are major players in social engineering. Insurance policies, life insurance, health insurance. When these things are mandated, when health insurance is mandated by the state and constant genetic testing and testing of your blood is happening at all times, insurance companies can determine behaviorist policies to the masses outside of governmental dictates. Yeah, and so, Jacques Attali talked about this in The Brief History of the Future. This is a book that I read on recommendation from Jay's analysis. Shout out to Jay, he's in the chat, or he was in the chat. He's probably writing a bunch of shitty rhymes now to try to pretend he's freestyling next time we battle, because he got destroyed in our rap battles. Jay Dyer, Brief History of the Future. Jay Dyer wrote this book. No, I'm just kidding. Jacques Attali wrote this book. Let's see, there it is. Jacques Attali, A Brief History of the Future. This guy is the mentor of Emmanuel Macron. So he's Macron's mentor. Henry Kissinger quote on the front of the book: brilliant and provocative. Brilliant and provocative Henry Kissinger. The old toad Henry Kissinger. In this book, they talk about insurance companies being used as transnational drivers of influence over human behavior. So readers and tweeters defend human and animal rights. We got the Australian. Kidnappers' curious demand is likely to make Lost documentary a belated hit. Ooh, a belated hit. So referring to Earthlings, slaughterhouse porn documentary directed by, or not directed by, but I think it was produced by and, or maybe just bankrolled by Joaquin Phoenix, who narrated the film. Joaquin narrated this film, Earthlings. Of course, the Ukrainian terrorist demanded that the government and that the president promote another super chat. He demanded that the president of Ukraine say everybody needs to watch Earthlings, or he threatened he's going to blow up people and shoot them. He said he had an explosive device. He said he had guns. I guess he did have guns. This is a former convict with a shady past. But these are the headlines. These are the headlines. No condemnation of it. But the Australian is promoting the documentary and promoting this act, not even denouncing it. IndianExpress.com. What is Earthlings, the documentary at the center of a hostage crisis in Ukraine? What is the film about? And why did the president post a video on his official Facebook page urging people to watch it? IndianExpress.com. They got a link to the Earthlings documentary in this article. The same day, a few hours earlier, they published this. Watch it. With fans like an insistent hostage taker in Ukraine, no one can afford to ignore documentaries anymore. It's kind of loud. Sorry, the spinning wheels sound is kind of going a little nuts behind me. If you gotta oil it, I think we oil it tomorrow, it'll be better. I'm gonna put grease on it. I know, but if we can still grease that spot. All right, so IndianExpress.com promoting it. The Australian, promoting this act of terror. What's going on here? Veg World Magazine. Animal rights groups partner with Latinx. We talked about that earlier. Latinx organizations asking people to go #meat-free in solidarity with workers and animals. Oh man, the workers and animals, we got to go meat-free and solidarity for the workers and the animals, right? Workers of the world unite. Seize the means of production. You are all oppressed. And you need to stop eating the only foods that you need and require to be healthy in order to not be oppressed. Huh? What the hell? What the hell? So they took the A and the O out of it. It's not Latina. It's not Latino anymore. It's Latinx. Because the Spanish language itself is just an extension of the patriarchy, right? All language, right? All meaning, all morality is just the patriarchy oppressing us. But meat-free in solidarity. I'm being facetious, by the way. Meat-free in solidarity, mercy for animals in partnership with Forward Latino and the League of United Latin American Citizens are calling for the public to go meat-free in solidarity with slaughterhouse workers and animals. Right? Let's eliminate slaughterhouse workers' jobs and go meat-free. And of course, this all ties in this dehumanization, this hypersexualization, the demonization of children, the promotion of vasectomy, the promotion of sterility, the promotion of the idea that having children is bad for the planet, the promotion of the idea that there are too many people, the promotion of the idea that our essential foods, the only foods we need, the only foods we need to stay alive, the only foods that we can live on exclusively without any need for supplements. They tell us those are bad, we got to avoid those. We must avoid those and not eat them to be in solidarity with the social justice movements. So, the Latinxes are being influenced by this freaking madness here. And it's funny because, these big foundations, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the Tides Foundation, all these foundations that are all involved in funding these social justice movements. Many of them are connected too, ideologically, monetarily, and through their legacy, connected to the eugenics movement, connected to the idea of the extermination of the unfavored races. These giant foundations like the Rockefeller Foundation were funded by people who wanted to decrease the population, especially of people in the third world. The Population Council, started by the Rockefellers. The Population Council was an international NGO formed in 1952 by John D. Rockefeller III. John D. Rockefeller III, of course, was a philanthropist. Remember, Rockefeller, his grandfather, John D. Rockefeller Jr., was the father of John D. Rockefeller III. The father of him was Standard Oil's co-founder, John D. Rockefeller, who created one of the most powerful monopolies ever, whose monopoly over oil transportation was so despised and so hated they had to pivot and create a so-called philanthropic organization and spend loads of money trying to rework his public image to that of a philanthropist rather than a robber baron, which he was. A psychopathic robber baron. Now, the Population Council was started to spread the idea and implement the policies of population reduction throughout the world, especially in the third world, the so-called third world, which is basically just a weaponized term from the Bretton Woods system, from kind of the Anglo-American establishment, to demonize nations that haven't been brought into the fold of Western industrialization. So the Rockefeller Foundation bankrolled the eugenics movement, bankrolled the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute, Western bankers. Interest from the Rockefeller family funded the Nazi eugenics and sterilization program, funded the forced sterilization of thousands of American citizens. California was a major testing ground for all of this stuff. The eugenics movement had to pivot due to bad PR, pivoted into the environmental movement, and all of these same foundations, these big money foundations that pump their influence through groups like the World Economic Forum at Davos, and then other groups that are also a little bit more secretive, Bilderberg and whatnot. The World Economic Forum is out in the open talking about this stuff, about resetting the global economy, a reset of not just the economy, but every aspect of our lives. Every single aspect of our lives. The Great Reset must place social justice at its center, says the World Economic Forum. The Great Reset. The Great Reset. And what is the Great Reset? The Great Reset is the post-human age. It's a rebranding of transhumanism. It's a rebranding of eugenics. It's a rebranding of technocracy. It is a global technocratic order based around constant DNA testing, tracking and tracing of everybody, contact tracing, as they're calling it now, and the control of all resources, and the rationing of universal basic income, and rationing of all foods to everybody, from a centralized global authority run by AI, which is just programmed algorithms made by man. This is the Great Reset. So we're going to learn a little bit more about this, and we're going to talk about Disney in the last hour. But first, I got some super chats over here. What's up, super chatters? Super chatters, guys. Make sure to check out our OnlyFans. It's called My Dog's Balls on OnlyFans. That's the way you could support. No, I'm kidding. All right, best way to support via the super chats is Streamlabs. The Streamlabs link is going to be in the chat right now. If you guys got questions, that's the best way to go about it. If you want to support the stream, that's the best way to go about it, because they take less of a cut than YouTube. But if you can only do YouTube super chats, that's cool. These super chats, your user support, or the not user support, what do you call it? Audience support, bigot support keeps this going. DB, oh, we already read that one. Delbridge, what's up, Delbridge? We got DB and then Delbridge. Sending $10, says good families are crucial for a reproductive society. Good families are crucial for a productive society, inheritance, and a sufficient workforce. Children raised by their biological parents. Their biological. Yeah, he meant parents. He left parents out. Children raised by their biological parents tend to experience less abuse overall. That's so true. All right, but these people, they want children to be raised by the state. They want children to be raised by pop culture. They want children to be raised ultimately in vitro. They want all birth to be done in vitro. They want lab-grown meat to be fed to the lab-grown babies. And this is out in the open. Lab-grown babies. All right, so not just breaking up the family, but breaking up the very idea of what it is to be human, natural birth, what it is to be alive. It's dehumanizing. So Del, hey, thank you for the support, man. I appreciate that. Always like seeing you up in the chat. I agree. Moral ambiguity lacks an ought. So there is no ought. There is no reason why you should in people like Vegan Gains' worldview, where there is no real morality. Right, let's hear about the Great Reset real quick. What's this? World Economic Forum, the Great Reset. Brought to you by the children-loving royal family. Members like Prince Charles, Prince Philip, Prince Philip, the father of Prince Andrew, or a grandfather rather of Prince Andrew, right? Charles is Andrew's father, isn't he? These people, they just want to help. They just want to save the planet, right? The World Business Council for Sustainable Development, Cargill, Monsanto, Bayer, all these huge pharmaceutical corporations, global corporations, mega banks, and NGOs, they all just want to save us with the Great Reset. Let's hear what this Great Reset is. Here's what they want. They're showing you right here. Here's the Great Reset. They start out with public transportation in Asia. There's a man sitting on a bench in a seat, and the seat next to him has an X in it. It's got an X on it. No one can sit there. It's at like, what, 20% occupancy? Visually, constantly giving us this cue of visually there being at least 50% less people, sometimes 70% less people. That's what social distancing is. It's constant visualization. It's a ritualization. It's like a ritualized acceptance of depopulation, social distancing. Empty buses. Baseball games where you only have cardboard cutouts as the audience. This is what they're telling you is inevitable and necessary to save us, right? And of course, they're telling us this because of a disease, but before it was because it was climate change. No one bought it. People laughed at Greta. You have stolen my dreams and my childhood. We laughed at it. We said, this is ridiculous. You're not going to get us to give up our lives, sterilize ourselves, and pay carbon taxes to an international conglomerate of bankers and pedo freaking degenerates in order to breathe. They want us to pay exhalation taxes. Now we're putting muzzles on ourselves. People are visualizing themselves as being literal bioweapons as they walk around and enter into public spaces where visually 50% to 70% of the population is being shown to you constantly. Biohazard suits everywhere. Spraying chemicals everywhere. Oh, that's going to save us, right? There's some pictures of locusts and fires. Oh, all the bad things are happening. Look, bad things. Our world changed. The world has changed. We need temperature guns. We got to have people put temperature guns to your head all the time. Fragility is exposed. Uh-oh. And demonetized for the music. We'll just watch the images from now on. We'll have the music a little lower. We need a reset. Hits the reset button. Oh no. Everybody has a role to play, says the World Economic Forum in their Great Reset video that you can find on the World Economic Forum YouTube channel. Everyone has a role to play. Solar. Oh, we just need to buy a bunch of solar panels and we're going to go to space. Let's go to space with NASA. Oh, look, here's a bunch of places where there are no people. It's so beautiful when there's no people. Look, nature is healing. Nature is healing. The people are dying and the nature is healing. Oh, the Great Reset. It's so green. What is this? What is this? The royal family put out a video as well. The royal family's YouTube channel. Today, the Prince of Wales Sustainable Markets Initiative, in partnership with the World Economic Forum, launched a major global initiative, #The Great Reset. The Great Reset aims to reset, reimagine, rebuild, redesign, reinvigorate, and rebalance our world in wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Great Reset, the royal family.
We have an incredible opportunity to create entirely new sustainable industries.
Yeah, so
investing in nature as the true engine of our economy.
So they're gonna dance it up with all this fluffy terminology like nature, natural capital, ecosystem services. This is what you're gonna get sold on. That's the Great Reset. The Great Reset. And it's actually just about population control. It's about control of resources, control of the population. We've been talking about this for years now. It's all coming to a head now, becoming very, very obvious. And so this goes back a long, long time. The Great Reset. The roots of the Great Reset go back very far. Here we have, from the Population Council, a commissioned piece by Disney, by Walt Disney, for the Population Council. This was done in 1968. It's a little short film here. It's a 10-minute film called Family Planning. Let's see what they had to say in 1968. This is Disney. Disney, right? Remember, when you turn on the TV, when you're watching your news organizations, this is not a public service announcement. These are not public servants who just want to help you to be happy and help you to be healthy. This is business. And it's more than just business. It's about forming your worldview. It's about social engineering. And Disney has been engaged in propaganda production for decades, right? Almost 100 years. In World War II, Disney was making propaganda commercials, making propaganda reels about paying your taxes, making propaganda reels about going and killing the evil Japanese and Germans. 1968, the propaganda wasn't about killing Japanese and Germans, it was about killing guess who? Third world babies. Family planning. Let's see what this is all about. Notice, right? So when they, family planning, Walt Disney Productions. Let's see, where's the? It's after this. Here it comes. Oh no, we gotta find the family planning. Walt Disney Productions for the Population Council. So this is not Walt Disney just wanted to make this. No, this is the Population Council, started by John D. Rockefeller III. Put this out to educate people. Educate.
Ladies and gentlemen, today our program is about one moment, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with us a moment. Now, if our special assistant is ready, we will picture for you one of the Earth's most unusual inhabitants, man. Throughout the world, of course, there are all sorts of men. They look different in different places and have different ways of life. But basically, all men are the same. So to make things easier, let's put them together into one, and let this one stand for all.
So, all men are the same, right? They're all the same. They're all the same. Let's just take all, they take all these cultural stereotypes that would be, I mean, this couldn't fly today. Oh, look at all those stereotypes. Let's just amalgamate them all into one global culture.
We'll picture for you one of the Earth's most unusual inhabitants, man.
right? Remember, you're just one of the Earth's inhabitants. You're an unusual inhabitant. You don't hold a special place in the cosmos. Not you're made in the image and likeness of God. No, one of the Earth's inhabitants. Right? And this is, back then in 1968, much of the country, much of the nation, the United States, where this was being made for, I'm guessing. And then unless this was, I think this might have been made for Latin America, either South America or North America, but there was still a large portion of the population with values that would hold that man is not just a beast, that man is not just another inhabitant of spaceship Earth, bro. We're not just like a couple of like the deckhands on spaceship Earth, dude. People didn't think like that. Disney here is telling them, you're just one of the inhabitants. You're just one little thing.
Throughout the world, of course, there are all sorts of men. They look different in different places and have different ways of life. But basically, all men are the same. So to make things easier, let's put them together into one, and let this one stand for all.
Let's just forget about your individuality, and let's crush you into an amalgamated, bastardized, stereotype, cartoon version of what it is to be human and alive. You're all just the same. You're all just trash, I'm telling you.
He's a common man, just like you and me. By nature, man is one of the animals, but he has something the rest do not have. Human intelligence, the ability to reason and...
Oh, so they play on your pride. You say, oh, man is different. Man, you're so smart. You're just an animal, but you're the best. You're the smartest animal. You're so handsome. People would pay to see your butthole on OnlyFans. You're so smart. You're so good. Oh, you're so smart. You're the smartest animal. If you were really, really smart, wouldn't you listen to us and sterilize yourself? Yeah, right? Yeah.
Man ahead. Other animals are at the mercy of the world around them. But by his ability to reason, man has learned to improve his lot, carrying him ever upward. This ability may someday make man master of all he surveys.
Ah, so then again, the Gnostic concept of, well, man through his intellect, through his knowledge, he will become a god. So they tell you you're just a beast, but then at the same time they tell you, no, you're a god, bro. You're a god, bro. And to the person who was so upset that I said we ain't just animals. Yes, we're not just animals. We have fundamental differences. We have many things about us that are not equal and equivalent to just animals. If you're just animals, then what does this matter? If you're just a beast, then why shouldn't the so-called elite just depopulate you? If you're not a beast, why should David Attenborough not poison your well and depopulate you so that they can make more room for the more important, more evolved beasts? Anybody who agrees, oh, you're just an animal, bro, you don't have an argument against any of this stuff. You think it's all just animals, it's all just Darwinian evolution, social Darwinism. You have no argument for right or wrong. It just is what it is. The most dominant monkey wins in your worldview, and that's ridiculous. Right? We don't believe that. We believe that man is made in the image and likeness of God. We got some super chats, though. You guys leave Greta's childhood alone. Everybody keeps on picking on poor little Greta's childhood. Joe Wag sending a $10 super chat. Says, love you, man. Never stop streaming. Thank you. I will never stop streaming. I'll never stop. Joe, I missed you so much. I love all my bigots in the chat. Guys, sign up for my OnlyFans. I love you guys. I'll never leave you. Pay $20 to see my bum hole. No, I'm kidding. We don't do that stuff. I appreciate the support, and we're not going to stop streaming as long as you guys continue supporting. So you guys keep supporting via those super chats. Streamlabs is a better way. When you do it through Streamlabs doesn't take a cut like YouTube does. I don't know how Streamlabs does it, but they don't take any cut as far as what I've seen. No, they just send it to you via PayPal. That's really weird. Yeah, they must do some sort of make money on processing or something.
Well, PayPal makes money on processing.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how they do it, but last time they sent super chats and it was the full amount. It's crazy. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys want this to keep going? You guys don't want to push us into having to do OnlyFans? No, I'm just kidding. We'll never do that. We ain't sellouts. But you guys want to keep these going? Support it. Support with them super chats. Support with those Streamlabs. I'll put a link up in there's a link in the bio. The description. There's a link in the description, and then I keep putting links in the chat. All right, let's listen to some more.
Well, nearly all. For at his side, of course, is woman. But this upward rise is being slowed by the sheer weight of numbers.
Wait. So, all right, here's what they tell you. Within 2 minutes in this Disney cartoon, which is not just geared towards children, this is geared towards adults. They treat you like idiots. They treat us like fools.
Human intelligence. Nature.
Let's see.
He's a common man, just like you and me. By nature, man is one of the animals. But he has something the rest do not have. Human intelligence. The ability to reason and plan ahead. Other animals are at the mercy of the world around them. But by his ability to reason, man has learned to improve his lot. Carrying him ever upward, this ability may someday make man master of all he surveys.
Make man master of all he surveys. So this is straight up Gnosticism right here. Man is a beast, but through his intellect, through his reason. This is Luciferianism. Lucifer being the light bearer. This is an occult philosophy, a monistic worldview, where man is just a beast, is just pure material matter, but somehow has this thing called reason, through which he can climb and scale the ladder of heaven and sit on the throne of the Most High and just become a god himself. This is Gnosticism, which is obviously nonsense. But this is what these people believe, and this is what they teach you. You're so awesome. You're the best animal. You're the most advanced, most smartest animal, dude. You're so smart, man. Look at man ascending up, rising.
Ability to reason, man has learned to improve his lot.
He's rising.
Carrying him ever upward, this ability may someday make man master of all he surveys.
Master of all he surveys. You shall be as gods.
Well, nearly all. For at his side, of course, is woman.
Oh, his woman's with him.
But this upward...
But, what's the but? Oh, we're going to become gods. You're so great. You're just a beast, but you're going to become a god because you're so special. Let's play on your pride. You're going to become gods, but what?
This is being slowed by the sheer weight of numbers. The family of man is increasing at an astonishing rate, almost doubling every generation.
Oh no, but the little brown men have too many babies. All of you little third world people have too many babies. Man is making too many other men. And if you would just stop breeding, right? If you just decrease your population, you'll be gods. That's what they're telling you. This is ridiculous. If you just, everything is so great and you're such amazing creatures and you're going to be like gods, but there's too many of you. You just got to kill everyone off and then you'll become a god. That's social Darwinism. This is what you're taught. This is what you're taught. You're being dehumanized with this philosophy. This is a bestial philosophy that turns you into jealous, greedy whores. That's what this does to us. It turns us into whores. This turns us into wannabe e-celeb idiots who think we can make up whatever we want about morality and become gods. And if we just join the spirit of the age, just bow down to the spirit of the age and join the cultural revolution, and you're going to become gods.
Ironically, this too comes about through man's intelligence. To understand something of why this is so, let's picture one small community, and let it stand for communities around the world. Now, to begin with, the number of people in the community remained about the same for many generations. There was almost a balance between the large number of babies born each year and the large number of people who died.
So they put it on a scale. Oh, if we could just measure, if we could just control the amount of people there are, then we're all going to live in this utopia. We're all going to be gods. This is what they've been selling the academic community on. This is what they've been selling the children on. This is what they've been telling us all.
Balance. A balance.
Balance. We've got to balance the scales. We've got to weigh and measure the amount of people there are. And reduce the amount of people there are if there's too many. There's too much of a burden.
Between the large number of babies born each year and the large number of people who died.
Oh, we just have to balance it. If we could just balance death and life. Well, who decides the balance point? Who decides where the ballast is? Or the fulcrum? Right? Who decides where the little fulcrum lies? Who decides how many people there should be? Oh, well, the most enlightened people, of course.
The large number of deaths were brought about primarily by disease, often raging epidemics, and by famine. Most tragic of all, many of those taken were small children. Then, in the space of a single generation, man began to change these conditions.
So it's this mythology of progress, right? Oh, look, through the miracles of modern science, man has taken life into his own hands, has thwarted death, and has brought about this great medical utopia. Still kind of loud. You scoot back, it'd be easier. It's just a little, it's right next to the mic. The man is going to transcend his former bestial stage and move into this great utopia of the medical modern sciences, right? Science will save you. We have science now, so we don't have to have children anymore because science.
Of a single generation, man began to change these conditions. There was great progress in medical science. There was more food and better distribution. There were vastly improved methods of health and sanitation. Now let's go back to the balance and see what happens. There are still about the same number of babies being born each year. But today, deaths are cut in half or better, especially among children. The old balance is upset. Those who live now, instead of dying, are added each year to the number of people in the community.
That's so scary. Did you guys hear that? The balance is thrown off. Look at the scales, we're even. Look at this science. Look at the scales, we're pretty even. And now, because of how good science is, there's so many more people and there's not enough death, right? We need more death. Death just isn't enough. Not enough babies are dying. Now we have more people. Oh no.
The old balance is upset. Those who live now, instead of dying, are added each year to the number of people in the community. Of course, as more and more people are added, their needs increase. New industries are being developed to provide more goods. But whatever is done, it is not enough.
Oh, it's just not enough, just like Sadhguru. Oh, it's just not enough. Nothing's enough. Nothing's enough. The only thing we can do is kill a bunch of people. Always the same nonsense message. And it comes from this assumption, this Malthusian assumption that there's just not enough resources. Oh no, we have to take it into our own hands. Thomas Malthus, who was an Anglican esotericist, Malthus suggested crowding people into slums, into industrialized slums, where they would be poisoned systematically and their lifespan and fertility would be decreased by the abhorrent living conditions that they lived in order to decrease the population and thus increase the strength of the good germplasm, right? It's madness. It's freaking insane. All right, we got a couple super chats. We had some super chats pop through here. Thank you guys for the super chats. Andrew Herb sends $5 through the super chat. Imagine thinking Disney was only corrupted after Walt died. Yeah, right? Like Walt was just this innocent saint. This innocent. Look into how did Walt Disney get the lease for Disneyland in California? How did that come about? Look into that. Look into that.
To see better what this means, let us look at a smaller group of people. Suppose we start.
Wow. Okay, so Donald Duck. There's too many people. Donald Duck. What is this? He just gets splashed with red paint in his face.
Of course, as more and more people are added, their needs increase. New industries are being developed to provide more goods. But whatever is done, it is not enough. But to see better what this means, let us look at a smaller group of people.
Oh, smaller group of people. Yay! Oh no, look at the blood. Red paint all over his face. What's up with that?
Suppose we start with a middle-sized family. Father and mother, and just a few children.
Just a few.
Now imagine that there is a house to live in, and a plot of land which the father works to support them all. There is an ox to pull the plow, and the land yields a good crop. With only this many at a meal, there is enough for all, and even a little left over to provide money for some comforts and modern conveniences. The mother doesn't have to work too hard and stays healthy and happy.
Healthy and happy. And what do they have? This is 1968, remember, and it does seem like this is geared towards the third world, right? Latin America, India. This is the populations that were being targeted by the Population Council as laid out by National Security Study Memorandum 200, which was done by Henry Kissinger on request of the Population Council, where they decided that the greatest foreign policy issue is the growth of the third world populations, and the United States government and intelligence agencies and military should focus great resources on reducing the human population in the developing, they called it, world, so as to allow the United States and Anglo-American Empire to control the physical resources of these nations. And then you have the history of the last 50 years. And look at this family. This woman who said, oh, now the woman's happy because she doesn't have very many children, so she's so happy, which is not true, which is a straight up lie, that having less children makes you happy, that having more things makes you happy. You all know this is a lie. Does having more things make you happy? Absolutely not. Some of the most miserable, despicable people I've met have been wealthy beyond belief. Some of the wealthiest people I know are the most miserable, despicable people I know. But of course, this family is sitting here, and the woman is happy. And what are they doing? They're sitting around the radio. The imagery that they use, the subtle, hypnotic suggestion that's given here, that's offered here, is the family is all sitting around. The boy's reading a book. The girl's got a baby doll. The mom's knitting. And they're all sitting there listening to the radio. Well, who's controlling the message that's beamed out on the radio? The same big money interests and philanthropists and global corporations that funded the Population Council that bankrolled this video by Disney, which was also at the same time still making propaganda videos for the U.S. military.
The children, too, are healthy and happy and go to school to gain an education. Even with modest resources, this family is doing well. But now let's paint another picture of this family. And suppose that in time, more and more children are born. But let us also suppose that the house and the plot of land remain the same. Now the entire crop must be used just for food.
Oh no, look at, there's more children. And look at the screen went blue and gray, and they're so sad. There's too many people, and they have less food. Oh, they don't even have enough resources to give iPads to all their children so that they can become OnlyFans porn stars and vegan activist influencers.
Even so, with this many mouths to feed, there won't be enough to go around. Of course, there will be no money for modern conveniences. Even worse, the ox can no longer be fed, and the work must be done by human effort. The mother will have too much to do.
Oh, you're gonna have to work so hard. Look at this sad mommy. She's not even in color anymore when she has more kids, and the earth is so sad, and she has to wash her hands, and she doesn't have a radio because she has kids. Oh.
Be tired and cross. and her health will suffer. The children will be sickly and unhappy, with little hope for the future.
Oh, but if she doesn't have any children, she'll be so happy. She'll have so much money. She makes so much money. She'll be so fulfilled. Oh, it's going to be so good if you have no kids.
And when the sons grow up, the land will have to be divided into so many small pieces that no one will have enough.
Oh no, all they can do is divide their land up into small pieces. The sons can't go and work somewhere else and acquire new lands. Oh no, they can't come together with other neighbors and find effective ways to engage in commerce together. No, they just have to divide up their home that they already had into little pieces and push the babies into corners for generation and generation until they all fill up the house into a giant human corpse pile of sad people with no iPads and no universal basic income and no health care.
So many small pieces that no one will have enough. Even if the family moves to the city with little money and many mouths to feed, there will be the same poverty as before. This picture can be true for countless families if the number of children born is left to chance. But fortunately, this need not happen anymore.
He does not know what he is saying. That's the way life is. Nothing can be done. Today...
Oh, nothing can be done. Oh, we got Looky Lou in the chat. Looky Lou says it's kind of true, though. Most third world countries can't feed themselves. Hey, dumb fuck. You know, most third world countries feed you if you live in a first world country. You know, here in Ecuador, a so-called third world country, we make far more food than we consume. And a lot of that food is exported so that you can have it. Like chocolate, like corn. Hey, Looky Lou, you think the third world is too overpopulated? What are you going to do about it? You think the world's overpopulated? How about you go get a vasectomy? Right? Oh, the world's overpopulated, but it's everyone else. It's everyone else. Who's to decide what's overpopulated? There's always someone in the chat. There's always someone in the chat saying, oh, the world's overpopulated, let's kill them. And you are the problem. You are the problem. Looky Lou up in the chat. Tell that to starving people in Haiti. Why are they starving in Haiti? Why are they starving in Haiti? Because they're under the wing of this insane globalization system which removes your ability to live off of your own land, which removes you from your ancestral knowledge and brainwashes you into this population reduction ideology. Haiti's problems are not because they have people there. Haiti's problems are cultural. These are issues of colonialism. And your kill off the third world mindset, Looky Lou, is the same genocidal mindset of the people that are poisoning you and the children that you don't even have because you're weaponized against yourself.
Have changed. Modern science has given us a key that makes possible a new kind of personal freedom. Family planning.
Family planning? Never heard of it.
Family planning means that without affecting normal relations as man and wife, you can decide in advance the number of children you will have.
Family planning means instead of sticking your pee-pee where you can make babies in, you put it in the poo-poo. Or instead of procreating with your wife, you sell pictures of her bum-bum on OnlyFans.
And when you will have them. You can have one child, or two, or more.
Huh? More?
You can space them out over a number of years. You can choose to stop having them altogether, but you can start again if you change your mind. You can have only the children you want, and only when you want them. That's what family planning can mean to you.
And if you get one that you don't want, coat hanger. They're just clumps of cells. If you get one that you don't want, it's just a clump of cells. Stick a knife up there, stir it around. Clump of cells comes out. Problem solved, they say. Disney, everybody. This is Disney. Disney just wants to help you.
Well, that sounds good, but talk is cheap. Can you make that idea really work?
Yo, Ese, you make that really work or what, Holmes? Yo, what you think you can convince my Heina to get like an IUD or what, Ese? What if my Heina wants some kids, Holmes? What if my Heina wants some children, Holmes? ¿Qué pasó si ella quiere un poco de niños?
Today, family planning can be accomplished by several effective methods. Merely by taking pills or using simple devices. That's very nice, but where do we go to find out about this?
Yo, where can I get these pills, home? My Heina hella horny, eh? Yo, I need to get some of these pills, homie, because I'm about to sling my wife's coochie on OnlyFans, eh? Yo, my Heina says I can put her up on OnlyFans, Holmes. How can I get that pill to make sure we don't have any unwanted, like accidents or whatever, man?
You can learn of the various methods.
And this is who they're targeting. They're targeting Latin American communities. They target the third world. They target the third world. Why? Because they want the resources. Anybody who's ever flown over the Pacific Northwest or anywhere in South America understands that most of the land is untouched, uninhabited. This whole thing about overpopulation, this is something that gets told to city-bound people who can be tricked into thinking that their abject conditions that they live under are a universal occurrence and require a great restructuring of our very way of life to get rid of. The people who are convinced that overpopulation is an issue all live in cities. Isn't that funny? Move out of the cities, overpopulation is a thing of the past. It's not about population control. It's not about giving you stuff. It's about removing human beings from the equation altogether. It's about the post-human world.
And get help in deciding which is the best for you by asking a doctor or a health service worker or by going to a family planning clinic. Well, that's easy enough. Uh-oh, now she has a question. She wants to know if it is an acceptable thing to do and what other people think about it.
Oh, yo, Holmes. Like, my Heina, she just wants to know, like, if it's cool, like, if the homies don't think it's alright, man. Will the homies think it's alright if we get, like a abortion or whatever, man? Or, I'm sorry, reproductive health services? Yo, like, if we kill this baby when it's, like, 6 months... Oh, sorry. Hey, if we, like, reproductive health service this baby... when it's like, 6 months old, is that cool? Like, will the homies think that's cool? Is that cool with the homies?
There is an exception.
Oh, but what will my neighbors think? Oh, don't worry. Your neighbors will think you're such a good man because they will have many iPads and they will have so much resources for themselves now because you're not being selfish and having babies.
Planning clinic. Well, that's easy enough. Uh-oh, now she has a question. She wants to know if it is an acceptable thing to do and what other people think about it. There is an acceptable way for everyone. And many couples are already practicing family planning. Your own neighbors, as well as couples all over the world. Oh, I didn't realize that. Is it safe? Oh, that is a good question. Family planning is easy and medically safe.
Oh, it's easy. Family planning is easy and medically safe, even up to the 3rd trimester, right before the clump of cells comes out.
In fact, it actually improves the health of mothers and children because both are better off if children are not born too close together. And after all, the real measure of a man is not how many children he can produce, but how well he takes care of them. Well, now that makes sense. Maybe he knows what he's talking about after all. All right, we will try it. Any couple who wisely chooses family planning will definitely improve future prospects for their whole family, and especially the children. And on a larger scale, if enough couples choose family planning,
the balance will be restored. But this time in a better way. Thus, every couple has the opportunity to help build a better life, not just for themselves, but for people everywhere.
Remember, you're just a part of the hive, and if you just decide not to have babies, you're going to make it better for everybody everywhere. Namely, at the Population Council. The Population Council, you will make better lives for the Population Council. And you see, what do they put here? The Population Council, a bunch of pictures of black people. Because this is who they target with their extermination. This is who gets targeted. This is why Bill and Melinda Gates work so hard in Africa. This is why the GMO revolution was pushed so hard for Africa and India. It's not about creating health. It's not about creating a utopia. It's about creating a world where resources are controlled and where humans are considered a resource, where humans are treated like livestock. Let me come over here. I think we got some super chats. Super chats from the super chads up in the chat. Let's see. Oh no, no new super chats. What's your problem? What's your deal? What's up, chat? Am I even live anymore? Am I even here? Am I just talking to myself? What's up, guys? Let me come over here to the chat. Okay, what's up? Oh, okay, regulating the chat. Andrew Herbst, what's up, man? I know that name. Alex Jaramillo. What's up, everybody? Andrew Herbst, congratulations on your children and your beautiful family, man. Children have beautiful Orthodox names. That's awesome. All right, so the Population Council responding to the pandemics. They just want to help. They just want to help.
And all of us have a responsibility toward the family of man, including you.
Man is just a big family. You're all just a big family of beasts who are going to become gods if you would just listen to the good grown-ups at Disney and on the television and stop having babies. But if you do have babies, plant-based news says you can raise them dairy-free, breastfeeding formula, and solid foods. We want to reassure you that your child can thrive without an ounce of cow's milk, no matter what stage of life they're in. So hard-hitting news from plant-based news, raising dairy-free babies. Raising dairy-free babies. So they're telling you, don't have babies. But if you do have babies, just like the World Economic Forum, just like the Eat Lancet Commission says, go for plant-based diet for your babies because that's sustainable. Right? And what's sustainable about it? Well, let's hear from Dr. McDougall. Dr. McDougall and this other guy, Dr. Kim Allen Williams. Let's hear what this can do for your baby. What can a vegan diet do for your baby? What are some of the common side effects of plant-based diets that Dr. Kim Williams sees?
Not eating what everybody else is eating is most...
Oops. Sorry. 1 second. We stole dreams and we stole childhoods. Andrew Herb sending $2 says, thank you, bro. God is with us. Yeah, what a blessing, man. You got some beautiful names for your children there. Wishing you guys the best. Thank you for the support. I love seeing your name popping up in here. And I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the super chat. They all add up. And you guys, the best way to send super chats is now via Streamlabs. Just sent the links up there. Streamlabs is the best way. Let's see. If somebody sends a Streamlabs, we can test if it works now. I just made a couple adjustments in the back end. We'll see if it goes through. Well, let's hear what happens when you do decide to feed a child a plant-based diet, which, remember, the Population Council, funded by the Rockefeller Foundation, John D. Rockefeller III, starting the Population Council with the explicit goal of reducing the human population, especially in the third world, bringing about the so-called post-human era, bankrolling transhumanism, bankrolling what was called, Lily E. Kay called it the molecular vision of life, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the rise of the new biology, her book, which I've got next to me somewhere. There's the molecular vision of life, Caltech, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the rise of the new biology, an academic approach documenting the history of the Rockefeller Foundation getting involved in the sciences, the Rockefellers, and the shaping of so-called science in the modern age. The whole medical field being shaped by this single foundation, by this big money interest, the Rockefeller Foundation, all to continue the ideas and the ideals of the eugenics movement, which they also funded. Now the Rockefeller Foundation is pushing for plant-based diets, working with global organizations to push towards more production of these highly profitable, low nutrition foods that require massive chemical and machine inputs, loans from banking and IMF, and consolidation of resources and power in order to produce and distribute. They're telling us this is the way to feed the world. But the side effects of their proposed plant-based diets are kind of interesting. Let's hear what one of the popular vegan doctors says about the side effects of the diet that he actually promotes.
Meetings, because the medical meetings have been terrible. We're starting to have an impact. I've been to 2 meetings now where they had vegan food for the attendees. We do have an issue of so-called sarcopenia, where if you're vegan and you're getting older, if you're not focusing on exercise, you're basically going to lose muscle mass. And so, yeah, comparing my weight now to my playing weight as a professional tennis player, I've really lost about 30 pounds. So I do have to focus on it. I got to maybe a little bit less travel, a few less lectures, and hit the gym and bulk up. And so the next time you see me, you'll see something there.
Well, we've known each other for a decade.
Sarcopenia. One of the common things we see is sarcopenia, he says. So at least he admits it. I'm sure he got whipped for actually admitting one of the common side effects, which is well documented in the medical literature, to go along with the side effects of nutrient deficiencies and things like iron, zinc, calcium, iodine, choline, B vitamins, vitamin B12. All these crucial vitamins and minerals for human reproduction being cut off at the root by a vegan diet.
The attendees. We do have an issue of so-called sarcopenia.
We do have an issue with so-called sarcopenia. So vegan gains and all these vegans promoting their vasectomies are also helping by promoting the earlier death. Remember, sarcopenia, loss of lean muscle mass associated with all-cause mortality with earlier death. Low cholesterol also associated with all-cause mortality.
The attendees. We do have an issue of so-called sarcopenia, where if you're vegan and you're getting older, if you're not focusing on exercise, you're basically going to lose muscle mass. And so, yeah,
and again, he's coping, right? Oh, if you're not focusing on exercise, you'll lose muscle mass. It's not just the exercise; it's the bioavailability of the nutrients. It's the form that the nutrients come in. It's the bioavailability of that protein that you're eating. Animal foods give you everything you need in a convenient bioavailable package that is easily digestible and assimilable without any supplementation required. You can live off of exclusively animal foods. Most of the foods I ate today are just from our land here. Everything I ate today, except I did, and I don't do this every day, but I can quit anytime I want. I did have some coffee today.
Well, we grow coffee too.
We grow coffee too, but it wasn't coffee that we grew that we consumed. So it doesn't matter. We can't do the calculus like that. But everything I ate today, here's what I'm eating right now. What's this? What is this? You know what this is? You know what this is? This is cheese, all right? We got I'll show you. This is a big block of cheese, about 8 liters of milk get turned into this aged cheese. I've actually eaten way too much of this. I feel bad because my children love this stuff. This is a Montasio cheese.
I flipped it and I thought one was missing. I didn't know where
She thought one was missing because I brought it in here. I cut it open. I've been munching on cheese. So this comes from our cow, right? In our yard. That cow roams around. We got several cows. This one's probably made from the milk of 2 of our cows, right? Or one of them.
Those are from early July or late June.
Maybe just one cow. Might just be made from Linda's milk. Anyways, these cows, they roam around, they eat grass, they eat herbs, they eat indigestible cellulose that we can't digest, that we can't assimilate, and they turn it into biodigestible protein, fat, carbohydrate, and living enzymes and living bacteria in that cheese. So I had some cheese, had a little bit of milk. Actually had some steak as well. The children were having a steak, and I had it too. I had a little steak, but it was so good. We haven't had steaks in a while. We had a little kidney as well. Right, these foods all come from the valley we live in here. We don't have to import anything. We don't have to bring in any external inputs. We don't need any machinery to process it. It all just comes from our local environment. It converts grass into protein, fat, carbohydrate. We eat that. It builds our bodies. It builds our immune system. It builds our central nervous system and allows us to physically navigate the physical world, which is not everything. But we require animal foods to live. Without heavy supplementation, you can't live off of just plant foods. Right? This dude says he lost, 20, 30 pounds? 30 pounds, she says? This guy says he lost 30 pounds. If I lose 10 pounds, I get concerned. Right? This guy lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds of muscle, like, okay, in the chat says, that's significant. That's horrible. That's terrible. Right? I've been blessed with really good health for especially for the last year. Last couple years, since Ryder was born. Right? It's just been things have gotten a lot better. Physically for me. And I'm not one who goes out there and talks all about, constantly talking about physical ailments and whatnot. I'm not out there selling some transformation. Right? I'm out here to help people. I see people transform their bodies, their minds. I see people transform their health every day. That's what we work on. All right, every single week we do coaching calls in our private forum. You guys become a member. Here, let's see if I can paste that membership. I don't have the link. Dang it. I don't have the link. But there's a link in the description for our membership service, where we do, on our membership site, on our private members forum, we do weekly coaching calls, helping people dial in their diet and their lifestyle to lose body fat, to improve their health,
We'll get their fertility back.
to improve their fertility. All right, that's what we're doing. We're here to help people get healthy physically and mentally, and to point them into the right direction. And we see people transforming their health all the time. And animal foods are the only essential foods. And these people are telling you, you don't need them. 30 pounds, this guy lost. If I lose 5 to 10 pounds, I'm getting worried. I've gone through periods of time in my life when I was having poor digestion, where I was losing more weight than I wanted to lose. And you see this in the vegan movement all the time. People who are losing weight, they don't want to lose weight. They're losing it. They're falling apart. They're crumbling. Their health is crumbling. And this gets sold as a virtue. This is some virtue. Oh, you're so virtuous because you're shucking animal foods. You're removing animal foods from the diet. You're saving the animals, bro. You're saving them all. This is not true. You're not saving the animals. You're starving yourself. You're starving your freaking kids. Stop it. Stop it. We need animal foods. We need the dang animal foods. So anyways, how do we even get on this? How did this start? How did this rant start?
Because he lost 30 pounds.
30 pounds, right? I lose 10 pounds, I'm worried. I'm stoked that I was able to, in the last 8 months.
For the last 6 months, I was going to say, you maintained it really well.
Yeah, I maintained weight really well for the last 6 months. I think in the last 8 months, I've actually gained about 10 pounds, right? Went from 150. Most days I'm weighing in 163 or so. I haven't seen myself dip much below 160 over the last few weeks. We require lean muscle mass. We require body fat. The body there are essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. Guess what? There are no essential carbohydrates. Does that mean carbs are bad? No. Use them as applicable. Use them as you need. Use them as you desire, as you prefer, as you function best. But the only essential foods come from animals. We have essential proteins, essential fats, essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. Those are in animal foods, not in plant foods. This dude lost 30 pounds in a year. Not in a year, I'm sorry, 30 pounds over the years. At least he's honest. At least he was kind of honest here. But this is the diet that these people are selling you on. Dairy-free babies. Dairy is one of the most bioavailable foods. Right? This little chunk of cheese right here, it took to make this round of cheese, it took 8 liters of milk. This one may be a little less because this is like a half a batch. So I feel better about eating the whole thing tonight. That's bioavailable protein, fat, carbohydrates with living bacteria, living enzymes. Okay, says he lost weight and McDougal lost his mind. Yeah. McDougal's hilarious. I gotta say, okay, I really appreciate your input in both here and our private forum. So thank you for being a part of this. You're such a mystery to us too. Right? Okay, it's like very mysterious.
I've had private conversations.
You have? That's a lady, right? We don't know much about you. Okay, but okay is a long term. What do you call influencer? You're an influencer. You influence the influencers, but yeah, okay. Thank you for being around. Thank you. We appreciate that. That's all. All right, raising dairy-free babies. So they refute themselves. They refute themselves. Let's hear that one more time. This is what they want for your children. They want your children to be on this diet that results in this.
Eating what everybody else is eating at most meetings, because the medical meetings have been terrible. We're starting to have an impact. I've been to 2 meetings now where they had vegan food for the attendees. We do have an issue of so-called sarcopenia, where if you're vegan and you're getting older, if you're not focusing on exercise, you're basically going to lose muscle mass.
It's not exercise only. And it's not just about muscle mass. Fat. There are vital nutrients in fat that you're not getting from plant foods. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K2. Fat-soluble vitamins, these are required. It's required. But no, not to this guy. All right. I'm going to come over here to the chat. What's up, guys? Courtney, Andrew. Okay. Imploring remonstrance. Says, what a dum-dum. I agree. I mean, it's sad, but look, we're all vulnerable to this. We're all vulnerable to social engineering. We're all vulnerable to sin. We're all vulnerable to the passions. We're all vulnerable to our own weaknesses. But we got to stand up to this madness. We got to stand up to this nonsense. We come here, we have some laughs, we have some fun, but it's also really serious. This is a very, very serious time. Sometimes we have to laugh. Sometimes we have to cry. Sometimes we got to get down on our knees and pray to God that He has mercy on us. Sometimes we just don't know what to do. But this degeneracy is getting pushed harder and harder, right? OnlyFans. Everyone's a porn star now. Watch Earthlings and you can stop hostage situations. The Great Reset is going to save the planet. This stuff's, we're getting bombarded. The royal family is pushing hard. The World Economic Forum's pushing hard. YouTube is pushing hard. We used to get a few hundred people. We're lucky to get 200 viewers now live. I think there's more watching though. We just have faith and we keep pushing this out. We keep putting this out there. Trying to do what's right. We got Jessica over here working hard on our OnlyFans content. Wait, you gotta put the here. She blew it. It's too wholesome. Jessica behind this. Behind this. Look, here you go. That's better. Look. You don't even know what's behind that chair. There's like whatever. Project all your insecurities and your passions on whatever is behind that chair. That's That's what we're selling you. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. I'm just kidding. Look, here's honestly though, here's a real woman. Her children are asleep. She wants more of them. She loves her husband. She supports what he does. Look at that. She's turning wool into clothing. Working hard over here. We're going to do an OnlyFans. It'll just be Jessica what is it called? Double plying on her spinning wheel. That'll be our OnlyFans. $1,000 a month. She'll be fully clothed. Down to the ankles.
That's the last one.
That's the last one. How many did you just make? She just made like 4 balls. All right, show them what you did. Here. Show these. Show the bigots what you did.
These are so pretty.
The bigots.
Can I see?
There you go. They're beautiful. They feel so nice. I love it.
3 balls, and then I spun this one.
Here, I gotta turn here. Look at this one that she did. Isn't it nice?
And I rolled this. This is extra.
So check out our OnlyFans. We're gonna have pictures of our balls of yarn. Our OnlyFans, you can check out pictures of our balls of yarn. Yeah. All right, real family, real health, real community. This is what it's about. This is what we need. This is what we require. Alex, as it says, Alex de Piazza. Tristan, you staying in Ecuador for good? Or you ever come back to NorCal? Dude, I'm never going back to Northern California. As far as living, whoa, I can't say that. Maybe things will get way bad in Ecuador and way good in Northern California. I don't see that happening in this current trajectory. I don't think it's going to happen. But we like it here. You know, we're as free as we can be. And freedom doesn't come from governments. Freedom doesn't come from the states. Freedom doesn't come from YouTube. Freedom isn't dictated by algorithms. Freedom comes from God. Right? We have faith in God. We have faith in what we're doing. We want to help people. We want to help build healthy families, healthy communities, real communities. And we're here. We couldn't do the lifestyle we live now. We couldn't live this in California. It'd be really difficult. It'd be different. Definitely not in California. Maybe somewhere else, Montana, Idaho, something like that. Maybe we could do it there. But we like it here. Northern California, look, there's some beautiful people there. I got some people instrumental to my development as a human being. Loads of people that I love in Northern California. Southern California, a few cool people too. Northern California, there's some cool people there. There's some cool people. But, you know, it's not... You see what's happening now. Maybe that'll come here. I hope it doesn't. We're not here for just comfort. We're not here for just pleasure. I don't know. There are important things to be done. We have children to raise. And hey, they're going to have to raise children one day. And we have to pass on those skills to them. We have things that we have to pass on to them. Look what Ariana did. Speaking of which, look at this. Is that knitting? Jessica's not even in the room to answer this. I think this is knitting. Grace to you and peace from God, our Father, and the Lord Jesus Christ. she knitted that through the... Or is that crochet?
No,
that's cross stitch. Okay, cross stitch. I don't know any of this stuff. I just see them doing it. And they work so hard at it. They work so well. And I get to look at this every time I come and work. Here's what Jessica, you show that. This is cool.
Okay, this is my sampler I made for
Jessica's
our
work.
homeschool room. It says the ABCs across, and then there's 2 birds.
Is it backwards?
No, the hoops, because I'm working on a different part, so it's kind of warped. But there's birds and berries on a tree, and then the alphabet.
That's cool.
Yes, it is.
That's very cool. I don't even know how she does this stuff. I just make sure the sheep are fed. I make sure the cows are milked. You know, I mean, there's a lot of madness in the world right now. A lot of people are being forced into homeschooling There are people who have been doing this for a long time too. Don't be afraid of this, right? This whole collapse of the world, the crumbling of the structures around us, is that really? That's not your God. Your God is not the state. Your God is not the internet. There's a lot more going on here. And so we have to take charge. We have to take charge of our health. We have to take control of our own families. And build real communities. And learn real skills. We grew up with basically no real skills. We have to learn these things as we go. We're trying to teach our children skills that we don't even have yet. Right? We have faith. We're honest with ourselves about our limitations. All right, so I know a lot of homeschoolers out there. We got some cool homeschooling ideas that go on, and I'm always inspired by our private forum. So become a member. primaledgehealth.com/membership. There's a link in the description down below. We do weekly coaching calls up in here. It's always fun. We just did an episode of the Boiler Room. Shout out to Spore and Hesher. Big hug to Spore and Hesher over there at the Boiler Room at Alternate Current Radio. We did a show today all about homeschooling. We had some great input from some other people. We learned a lot. Other people are learning a lot. And that's what it's about, right? A lot of us are forced into dietary changes. A lot of us never thought we would be eating all animal foods. A lot of us never thought we would be homeschooling our children. But here we are. Sometimes we get forced into circumstances that we would have never imagined would be necessary. So become a member, primaledgehealth.com/membership. And I think it's been almost 3 hours now, so we're going to start wrapping it up, guys. I appreciate those who did send them super chats. I'm going to come through here. There we go. We had Doorman360 floating it, the least bigot person, proving that he's less racist than everyone else with the biggest super chat. Sending that $50 super chat. Thanks, guys. I even got my brother up in the super chats. What's up with that? You guys send them super chats through Streamlabs when you can. Streamlabs is best. Streamlabs.com/Primal Edge Health. They don't take a cut like YouTube does. Let me come over here to the chat, see what's going on. Okay, Courtney Shoemaker, what's up? Thoughts of a Pilgrim. We got quite a few Northern California-ites up there. I'm seeing pictures of the fires right now. It's freaking me out. It's crazy. All right, Andrew Herbst. Okay. Truth Serum says, I think the kingdom of heaven will be a bit like living on a peaceful homestead. Always wanted to. I don't know. When we say that, I think in Orthodoxy, the kingdom of heaven, it's beyond everything that we have here. Right? The peace that we can find here on earth, all these earthly things, it's beyond all that. God is the creator of everything, visible and invisible. That's what we glorify. We glorify God, not man. Not OnlyFans, not our buttholes. We glorify God. Northern California's got crazy fires going on right now, right, guys? If there's any city-state you would suggest for those of us who can't migrate to Latin America, I'm not saying you should migrate to Latin America. None of you can. Like, seriously, 90% of you would not like Latin America at all. It's not like this is some utopia. It's just, what do you prefer? But there seem to be some decent things going on in some areas of, even like some areas of Utah aren't so bad with the LDS thing, even with that. Some areas in Montana, Idaho seem kind of livable. Yeah, just depends. If you guys got any last questions, via super chat. As far as, rural areas, as OK says, exactly. Out of the cities, rural areas. Areas where you can know your neighbors. Areas where you can have good water. Areas where you can have animals that can produce milk. I'm serious. This is important. You can produce significant amounts of milk. Look, a lot of us are on keto, carnivore, but hey, maybe you feel better without carbohydrates. But if you're trying to produce a majority of your own food on your own land, using some carbohydrates is going to be useful. So here we got milk, right? We get milk every day. I wake up in the morning, milk 3 cows. That's what I do every single day. And I feel blessed to be able to wake up and milk those 3 cows. And we get to provide cheese, yogurt, raw milk to ourselves, to our children. So yeah, raw milk, that's a good one. You know, going to an area where you can produce your own good quality animal foods. Useful. All right, Joe Wags, Andrew Herbst, Del Bridge. Okay. Imploring remonstrance. Truth serum. All right, everybody. I appreciate all the support you guys are sending us. Let me come over here to Streamlabs and see if we got any super chats on Streamlabs. Streamlabs is, of course, preferred. Super chats also required. But speak the truth. Don't be afraid to speak the truth. Build healthy families, healthy communities, healthy lives. Drop the bullshit. Get off the freaking pornography. Stay off of OnlyFans. Get out there and really live your life, all right? So we'll do another stream. Let's see. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to try to commit to Friday. Maybe it'll be Saturday, though. If you guys keep supporting these streams, you'll keep getting these streams. These are only sponsored by your support. These are all demonetized by YouTube. This channel used to, when the monetization happened, I knew YouTube was done. I called it out. You could find my videos back, 2013, 2014. We weren't even monetized for a long time. When the monetization kicked in, we knew it was done. We knew YouTube was on its way out. So I got so many. We've got a lot of things we can hit on next time. I'll save some of these tabs. I'll save some of this. World Economic Forum. We must prepare for an angrier world, right? This post-human age. They want to depopulate. They want less people. It's obvious now. I've been talking about this for years. Now it's coming. Now it's here. It's time to support our own families. Time to support our local communities. And support content creators like this. Hey, if you like this, if you like what we're doing here, if you want more, support it. All right, become a member. PrimalEdgeHealth.com is a link down below in the chat. Let's see, what else is there a link for? We've got quick start guide to carnivory and 21-day carnivore diet meal plan. And if you want to get in on our next weekly coaching call is going to be probably early next week in our private community forum. Appreciate the support, guys. Hope I could be of use to you. Jessica's already in the shower. I'm gonna go. I got a hot bath filling up. I'm gonna take a bath, drink some cold water, and yeah, we'll be back Friday or Saturday. Don't stress. The world's not ending, and if it is, the world's not everything. All right, this YouTube channel might be ending, but the world is not ending. YouTube has killed this channel back like almost a year ago. Back in October, they stopped the growth at 130K views. We were getting 2,000 to 3,000 views a month. They stopped it. They stopped notifying our viewers. They started unsubscribing our viewers. Freaking A. All right, thank you guys all for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting via Super Chats. There's a link if you want to donate just via PayPal, or if you become a member, primaledgehealth.com. Check out our book. Let's see, our most recent book. We've got several books out. The Carnivore Cookbook, Zero Carb Recipes. Zero Carb Recipes for people who really love animals. primaledgehealth.com, teaching you how to prepare nutrient-dense animal foods, the only foods that you absolutely need, the only foods that your body requires for health or longevity, animal foods. primaledgehealth.com, become a member. We'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace, guys.